And we're live! Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones, wherever you might be. Welcome, I'm Emma, and welcome back to The House of Hubris here on twitch.tv/SarahSent, and welcome back to, still not showing on the screen, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, where we are apparently dropping frames out of the entire wazoo. Chat, do me a favour and tell me if this looks like arse. Like, in my preview it looks alright, but OBS is just throwing me warnings all over the place. Well, let's all agree to keep an eye on that. But if it's not causing a problem right now, cool. Hi, we're back. It's Pathfinder. Signed off in a hurry last time, but we're back with Bigitha Lordshot, our favourite gnome and lover of all things big, and Triceratops' parent. Yeah, last time we wandered about a bunch more, robbed a museum, killed a bunch of cultists, got some cool gear, and then we rescued the rest of those clerics from a Mask of the Red Death party. And yeah, they sang a song that sent us in a dream world to Elysium, where we found another mythic path, the Azata, which is, I'm feeling like this might be all of our mythic paths, because this way we've got Angel and Demon for good and evil, and then Eon and Azata for lawful and chaos. Maybe there's more that do the diagonal alignments, I don't know. If it is, then it's weird that they would have Azatas for chaos, given that they're usually pretty unequivocally chaotic good, specifically. But hey, anyway. We're going to keep going and tidying up side quests, and probably picking up more gear that Camellia can't use. Oh, and we met Darren. He now is in our party, and awful. He's an aristocrat, Asimar, douchebag. And we also met Nenio, who is even more of an insufferable quiz type than we are. Our resident wizard. Scroll Savant, I think is a technical subclass. Right, where's the nearest area exit? Down here. Get hung up on trees. There, we want to. I think we actually want to be going here. Yes.
Move out.
We leave. We go. We probably leave all this loot behind because it's nothing. And it'll just get us encumbered. We've killed a lot of people around here. I'm going to click destroy all uncollected loot because we don't need it. Oh, I forgot they gave us a wand of remove disease. Nice. I mean, don't need to like hotbar that for anyone because it's going to be situational. Yeah, we are. Okay, the frame dropping seems to have stabilized. You've got me at full volume and I'm still very soft. That's weird. Streamlabs is showing me at the same volume as usual. Let me just... Does this work or is this going the wrong way? I think that's going the wrong way. I think I'm turning the volume down. Am I... Testing, testing, testing. Yes, this dial goes the other way. Or possibly it doesn't do anything at all. I think that actually might be the output dial. I can turn myself up a bit. One sec. Sound's gonna drop. How's that? Turn myself up a bit. This is now coming through full volume, so hopefully this sounds alright. Apologies if it doesn't. I literally know things have changed. Right, where else we got? So we did all of these places. There's Gwyrm's Mansion, but we need Camellia for that. Topaz Solutions, which is another money laundering operation / cult. And Anevia and Irabeth's house down there. We've got the Grey Garrison, which... Right, is going to be our kind of ultimate goal. Blackwing Library to find the storyteller. This potassium wine cellar, which people were just like, well, it's a bad place. Maybe somebody should do something about it. Wasn't there another quest I had to bring somebody with me for? I can't remember. I mean, it's not telling me. Oh, the needs to bring Wibjib to the Thieflings. Alright. So, the question is, do we go back to Defender's Heart, check in with Erebeth, and probably change our party around a bit, or just bomb straight down to the south side because we're already here? I mean, we need Camellia before we can do Gwyrm's place, so let's just go back. Or we can check out the library on the way. No, I'd like to get Wibjib back at least, because he's the only one here who has a trickery score. Well, actually, Camellia does as well, but yeah. I thought Darren would, but no, apparently he's just an asshole. Doesn't have any kind of thief skills. Clyde, murder. Honestly, Clyde. Nenio, I don't really want to waste any of your spells, just cantrip at them. Cantrips do so little damage. You want to do lots of damage with a basic action? Here's Lamb. See? Dead. Just murder. Just murder. Where's the other guy? Oh, down there. Got behind us. But is also facing the other way. Good job, other guy. Bigitha, zap. Do no damage. 2 damage, that's more than none. Darren, also shoot. Some assholes are just assholes. Yep, this is true.
Surrender or else.
Do you have a charge path? No? Come on, Clyde. It's not that hard. You just need to knock the rest of the party out of the way, and it'll be good. Okay, they're dead. Loot the corpses. Ooh. Lots of bomber. Potion of mage armor. Neat. Alright, we out. And we go back to the pub. Remember how long it took us to leave the pub beforehand? Get a drink, I guess. I mean, it's a pub. What else would you do? How much backstory am I going to have to narrate? Here's a hint. Probably a lot. Oh, cool. More survivors are coming in. Somebody has a cute dog. My party have disappeared. Clyde isn't following. Clyde, come on. Wow, yeah, we really are gathering the peeps. Anything new around here? Chicken. John Bain is the blacksmith. Excellent. Ooh, you can tell me something about Darren. I'll tell you. Why not? I don't remember people's voices. Everyone knows the story. I mean, yeah, that's basically his brother's voice, but okay. Everyone knows the story, you see, but you could say that I'm the one who found it in a way. The Arendays are a very wealthy and ancient line, and they hail from the outlying areas of Canabris. That's where the Arenday family seat is, along with their ancestral lands. In the past, if Mendev was ever feuding with Sarkoris, or some clan from there was causing trouble, the Count and Countess Arenday were the ones who would defend the border with their soldiers. Their main residence was called Heaven's Edge. It still stands to this day north of here, on the road toward Dresden. No one lives there now. Around 10 or so years ago, there was a grand celebration held at the estate. The mother and the guardian of the current count invited the great and the good to celebrate his birthday. The entire Arenday clan was there, as well as many other nobles. And then, without warning, demons struck. And I'm sure Darren had nothing to do with that whatsoever. Clearly they couldn't ignore such a perfect opportunity to cut down so many of Mendev's great dynasties in one fell swoop. There was even a chance that Queen herself would make an appearance, as she was related to the Count as well. Well, when no news came from the estate, a troop of inquisitors was sent to investigate. They forced open the gate and discovered a manor full of corpses. Yeah, again, manor attacked by demons once, shame on me. Or whichever way around this goes. Doofenshmirtz meme. It's if Darren had a nickel for every time his ancestral home was attacked by demons in the middle of a party, he'd have 2 nickels, and which isn't a lot, but frankly, it's weird that it happened twice. They all perished, Joran says sorrowfully. Servants, guards, guests, including some of Iomede's chosen clerics and paladins. The demons had unleashed a magical plague, terrifying and strange, the likes of which hadn't been seen before or since. And among all this was young Darren Arendelle, the only survivor. Yeah, that's the plot of The Omen. Count had a talent for divine magic since his youth, healing magic in particular, and that must be why he didn't die along with the rest. He couldn't explain how he survived the disease. I saw him that day when they brought him into the city, pale and barely conscious of his surroundings. That's the story. Since then, Evan's Edge stood abandoned, sealed off to the outside world. People are still afraid to go near the place. Interesting. I'll probably go there. Also, have all my trash. And also probably a bunch of other stuff. All these books I don't need. No, not my lockpicks. That was... I want too many clicks. Very much not my lockpicks. All this generic equipment. We'll keep the magic stuff. For now. One of our other people might want them. I'm rich. And also much less burdened down by stuff. You got anything particularly good? Steven Facade, haven't I got that one? Oh no, I've got one. The Living Ram. Ooh, that would actually be pretty good for Sailor. That would be good for Sailor. But it is 10,000 gold. Yeah, we have a lot of cool magical stuff I can't afford. Oh, I think we call that aspirational. Oh, including a lot of very niche weapons here. Gnome hooked hammer. Why can't I use the one thing with gnome in the name, honestly? And here's all the crap I sold him.
Head on!
There's the tieflings we got down here. Our giant painter friend. What's that table? What's this table? The place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around it from the corruption of the abyss. Right, because that was a thing as well. Was I needed to come here and talk with a priest.
I lead, you follow.
Be like, hey, what's with all this corruption I picked up overnight? Probably not great, hey. Oh. Hello. The Defender's Heart greets you with unexpected liveliness. I don't know, I kind of expected it. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling and festive city lies in ruins. But somehow, none of that can be felt within these walls. People in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even softly singing. It doesn't look like typical tavern revelry, but nor is it the grim vigilance of recent days. Sealer waves to you. Oh yes, and we got Jana back for her. She's sitting at a table with the trio you met previously, the knight, the half-elf, and the red-headed halfling. Why is the knight the one who doesn't get reduced to a species, Bigitha Lodge, that's it. Come, let me properly introduce you to Elan, Jana, and Carl, the fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Cart. Sealer pushes a mug of beer towards you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Arabette to use what Janaka and Ellen found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times have come and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures, good food, good company, could help keep the gloom at bay. Sealer looks at you hesitantly, as if trying to gauge your reaction. So, good, yes, we must cling to hope. Lawful, but what if demons? Chaotic, party! And evil, let's war profiteer. Or just, yeah. You give me the chaotic button. Wait, I'm not ready for another toast yet. It's not every day that I drink with paladins, knights, and sword lords. Hey, are we just gonna sit here with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a little better, so we have better reasons to toast. Backstory! That's what this pub is for! Elan, tell me about your time since the Order of the Stick. As stories go, it's not very entertaining. I was born far to the south in Andoran. I lost my parents early, led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I'd chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills, I enjoy training and drills, and I'm not afraid of battle. But risking my life for coin? It takes a special mindset to choose that love with no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die, and I wondered if it was worth it. So in the end, I decided to choose another path. Now, if I'm going to lay down my life, at least it'll be for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mendev and became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order. By tradition, it never has more than 12 members, and a new member is only knighted after one of the elders dies. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone line and provide aid to travellers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common among the Houndhearts. I became a full knight 2 years ago, after laying my mentor to rest, but I'm content with my choice. My place is among the Crusaders, and my accent is indeterminate. Jannar, have you been eagle watching for long? I signed up 4 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? Jannar lets out an overly boisterous laugh. Yes, met Sela, Mosala 4 days ago, and just immediately best friends forever. I'm an apprentice of a famous too many drinks already. A famous fencing master from Mevon, and I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in the petty squabbles of the bickering river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge, and you can't find a better place than Mendev. And what do you know, the moment I arrived, the demonic invasion began. My father would say that's no accident. Fate brought me here. My mother would say that was no accident and burn me as a witch. Still having some frame drops. I apologize if my quality is going all over the place. Sound's gonna cut out for a second while I see what the hell all the why Streamlabs has like so many notifications for me. It's just they're all just saying, hey, you've dropped a bunch of frames. I know, you don't need to tell me 3 times. What about you, Curl? How did you end up among the condemned? Tell me your crimes. I just did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums where everyone stole a little, or maybe smuggled, or guarded stashes. So, Curl stares into his mug gloomily. But I never killed anybody, and I never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing, and when they made me choose between prison and the condemned, well, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good a fighter, but as Norgorber is my witness, a thief can also be useful in a war against demons. I've always been a good scout. I can sneak under the nose of any monster. But I don't know where my friends are now. We got separated when the demons rampaged through the city. I know we just met, but I feel like I should tell you an in-depth multi-minute story about what brought me here in great detail, including my traumas. Oh yeah, do you want to drink? Pretty much. Chin up, friend. Whoever you were in the past, you're our friend now, and a crusader. Your skills will be useful to us, you'll see. Well, I mean, he swears by Norgorber, so he's probably a murderer. How do all of you people know this person, who I, frankly, have known about as long? I met my noble sister on the road to Canabris. I was returning from the south from my fiancée and was happy to be in the company of a paladin of Iomedae. We said our farewells at the city gates, and I went north along the road to Dresden, to my order's camp. Elan's face grows grim at the mention of the camp. The demons attacked us there at the same time they struck Canabris, but we managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle Watch. All my fellow Houndhearts were wounded during the battle on the streets. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight. It's so good to see Sela again. Every loyal heart counts these days. I met Sela at a tavern in Canabras. Before the attack, of course. She was one of the few who would sit at a table with the condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us. But Sela is different. I knew it the moment I saw her. That's what made me notice Sela too. So I sat down to talk to her. I never understood why everyone treated the condemned so horribly, and I still don't. That girl's a great lad. So, after that night, Sela and I went around the taverns together every day. Ah, yes, I've seen you going around the taverns with another woman. Mendev's an amazing place. People from all over the world come here for glory, redemption, or to help those in trouble. And they always find each other. This might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends. That was a toast, in case you didn't notice. I mean, if you have to say it, nobody noticed. Okay, why have we engaged in this conversation, Sela? My time is valuable. I didn't just want to talk about today's celebration. You see, Elan's in trouble. I want to help him. And I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle. Elan shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you, I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Curl's right. Bigitha Lorstadt here helped me find you. Without her help, I'd still be looking for you all over Canabras. So, Elan, come on, stop being so stubborn. Fine, side quest, accept. The young knight shakes his head. In all truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. A paladin of Iamade and her friend certainly have more important things to do. Especially now that Canabras has been overrun with demons. I mean, it depends. Is it going to take us to somewhere we were going anyway? If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Sela begins... I keep wanting to say Sela begins seriously. But then a smile lights up her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all you did was save one cart from some lesser demons. Look how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung of in songs, but who knows? Maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Canabras will find the strength to protect the city. Sela catches her breath. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Elan, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Iamade won't suffer if it's more of a minor adventure than a glorious feat. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. Alright. I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just a purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mendev, I gained something else I never expected. It's here that I met... May all the ladies here forgive me, the finest girl in all the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her own heart for a bungler like me. But I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Tiscari and all his demon army can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Canabras. For half a year, I've been getting up my courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Darek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mendev. Independent knightly orders live mostly off donations, and I'm not what you call rich. But I so want to make Kiana happy. It took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade as her eyes, and twice that long to scrape together enough money. That Sir Derek's work was worth it, but I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement, not with that attitude. The ring is most likely still at the Houndheart's camp outside the city. Elan and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. First the demons ambushed them, and then they rushed off to help Canabras. I think we should at least go there and check. But not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. Any dangers there? My friends and I killed 2 large demons attacking the camp, then rode straight to the city without spending any more time cleaning up the rest of their band. There was only a few imps, but they might still be at the camp. Of course, this was a while ago. Our camp was attacked at the same time as the Warstone in the main square, and haven't been back there since. Fine, I will help, later at some point. Sela puts her hand on your shoulder. Thanks for agreeing to help. Elan is a good man and a true knight, and I think the world should repay those who are so devoted to doing good. Let's help him so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted. Sela, I hope you can convince Arabeth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be part of it for my friends. Oh wait, no, that was Jana saying that. And yes, and she was imitating your land's voice, for reasons. Of course, if the League of the Inspiring Characters come together in this dark hour, we must continue onward together. Sure. Hey, Camellia, can I change your equipment in here? Nope. We've had all that discussion. Bar person, anything else? No. Has anyone seen a priest? You're a scroll salesman. Anevia, any updates? No? I'm so glad people don't all have new dialogue. Who are you again? Oh, yeah. Yes, person insulting the Crusaders. High Lords like the organization guy. Erebeth, did you have anything to say? Oh, yeah. Right, yes, we should tell her about the new people. I thank you for saving the esteemed citizens of Canabras, even though not all of them deserve to be saved. May Almade forgive my words. Erebeth casts a meaningful look at Count Arenday sitting at a nearby table. I don't really mean that, of course. I just never fail to be astounded by the way the good people seem to perish while the not-so-good prove to be incredibly, amazingly enduring. What's your problem with Darren? I mean, he's a dick, but we all know that. Oh, no, nothing like that. I think he just likes all paladins equally. The real question is, does he like? Only his hangers-on, I'd wager. Count has a certain reputation in Mendev. He's not a pleasant individual by any means, but he's not known for any particular villainy either. Count enjoys a life of leisure, surrounded by a gaggle of sycophants who are always eager to badmouth the Queen at his command. He likes settling scores, too. There was a hero of the First Crusade, Sir Lant, a kind and honest man. After the end of his glorious career as a soldier, he became a wise mentor to the younger generation. He ran afoul of the Count somehow, perhaps by lecturing him about his idle lifestyle and a lack of purpose. When Sir Lant died, the Count managed to buy a portion of his estate and ordered the nice helmet to be reforged into a chamber pot. That is amazingly petty, and I kind of respect the dedication. Of course, he didn't keep his little joke private. The Queen was particularly affronted by it because Sir Lant used to be her most loyal comrade-in-arms. I was there receiving an assignment from Her Majesty and witnessed the exact moment she found out about the helmet's fate. It's a small thing, but I could see the Queen's anguish at the travesty that had been made of her friend's legacy. That's what our Count is like as a person. And as for his talent for survival, do you know the story of Heaven's Edge? Yep. He was the only member of his family to escape with his life when the demons unleashed a magical plague at their Arenday estate. Okay, we know about Heaven's Edge. What's his problem with the Queen, do you know? Who knows? It could be some family matter. Countess Her Majesty's cousin twice removed or something like that. I think he simply enjoys infuriating people. Crusaders and Diomedes' servants especially. Like you say, sometimes arseholes are just arseholes. Cheers! My pleasure. Sorry you had to endure my grumbling. Watching these things happen to my city has put me in a foul mood. So we found Jan Aldori. Yes, thank you. It's good to have her back. We need every fighter we can get. Erebeth frowns. I suppose it's asking too much to want fighters that are sober as well. I mean, your base of operations is in a pub. That one's on you. We cleared the tower. Like, somebody told us not to bother clearing the tower until later, but then we dropped a pillar on people and it was all fine. Great. The places where the demons have gathered need to be cleared one by one. Then they won't be able to stab us in the back when we take on the Grey Garrison. Thank you for your service. Goodbye. XP. Has anyone seen a priest? What is that accent I just adopted? Nenio, how are you liking our pub base? Girl, I am pleased with you. I asked you to bring me to safety, and that's exactly what you did. Indeed, having a follower to aid me is most efficient and frankly pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depths of knowledge hitherto unknown, and scale with dizzying heights of future discoveries. Nenio stops to catch her breath. What I mean is, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential in our future cooperation. Future cooperation? Is there a plan here? Hand in hand, we will unravel the greatest mysteries inaccessible to the minds of ordinary people. Just imagine it, I leading the way, proudly staring into the faces of the gods themselves. And you, my loyal follower, walking behind me every step of the way, writing down my deepest thoughts and admiring the profundity of my intellect. If we hold hands, you won't be able to lead the way so much. I mean, you'd be slightly ahead of me, but... You are the catalyst which, when it reacts with my intellect, will allow the latter to grasp the very essence of the universe itself. Catalysts don't react, that's what makes them catalysts. They're involved in reactions. Call yourself a science person? Did you always express your delight quite so effusively? What? Who are you? Nenir stares at you for a while, bewilderment in her eyes, but then it's replaced by recognition. Oh, yes, my new follower. So, what am I supposed to do? Oh, yes, I must provide some verbal encouragement for your as-yet modest achievements, and try to induce you to strive for more of such encouragement. That is the principle that underpins any training. She's not wrong. She frowns, but only for an instant. Ah, I see. Your modest nature was unsettled by the overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologize for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again. Unless I forget. But let's get back to the business at hand. Your new assignment will be to take me to the inconspicuous ruins that are located in an even more inconspicuous valley, lying between Canabras and Dresden, as soon as is reasonably practicable. I'll mark the place on your map with a large red cross so you won't forget it. What's special about these ruins? I'm glad you asked. Oh god. This is my greatest hypothesis, my secret project, and I won't pass up the opportunity to share it with you because you are my most loyal follower and you're worthy of possessing such knowledge. Nennia rubs her nose, and also because you're the first person to ever ask me about it. Some time ago, I was walking around the border of the World Wound and I met a strange person. He was wearing a frayed grey robe and his face was hidden behind an odd white mask. Oh, we've met him. Of course, I didn't miss the opportunity to ask him about the reasons for his absurd appearance. And you know what he said to me? He said, I am the answer, but what is the question? Then he walked off in the direction of the World Wound. Yep, he did that to us several times too. The next day, after I'd already forgotten about the first encounter, I had another similar encounter. This time I met an elven woman, judging by the pointy ears sticking out from behind the mask. I am the answer, but what is the question? She said before taking off toward the World Wound. Then I realized everything became clear to me. Oh yeah, I know a mystery when I see one. Consider this one of my myriad talents. Nennia rubs the tip of her nose. After all, these geysers weren't simply on their way to a costume party, were they? After examining several maps, I determined that they were all heading in one direction, to a place not far from Canabras, a place which is marked as nameless ruins, even on ancient Sarkorian maps. That's where I need to go. Unraveling the secret of that place will be my greatest discovery. It'll secure my place in history, or perhaps even in legend. Cool. Well, now you know. So, off we go. Nennia frowns. Did I just make a rhyme? Perhaps I've discovered poetic talent to myself. Let's conduct an experiment. Quickly, say any word, and I'll try and find a rhyme for it right away. Whatever. Not too clever. Now or never. Not the best rhymes, don't you think? Well, this experiment was unsuccessful. We learned that I have no poetic talent after all. Nennia sighs, but it's no reason to despair. Having a gift of poetry in addition to my inexhaustible intelligence would have been a little too much. Besides, I am catastrophically busy and have no time to spend on writing poetry. Please stop calling me girl. On the grand scale of world history, your name is irrelevant. I have no reason to remember it. I gotta love the classic straw intellectual asshole. You see, the brain of any given individual can contain only a limited amount of facts. I only expend my memory on things that are truly important. The laws of thermodynamics, divine esoterica, plane geography, things that'll lead Galarian to a brighter future. Nennia rubs her nose. She does that a lot. Is she on coke? Is that what we're getting at here? Is that why she's talking so fast and rubbing her nose a lot? Is she just on a lot of coke? Besides, what if I make a great discovery but I won't be able to remember it because my memory is full of outdated or useless information? What a nightmare that would be. What a loss for the whole of Galarian. Are there any names worth remembering? There are, and to my deepest regret, there are too many of them. Nennia heaves a sigh that would befit a grief-stricken old man. The names of gods and demigods, the names of rulers, conquerors, and other persons by some reason deemed great by the people of Galarian. They etch their names into history, and alas, every self-respecting educated person must know them. This is just it comes up. There are some names I'm happy to remember. Great scientists, some of them divine, others moral, true keepers of knowledge, and great experimentalists. The pioneers of knowledge. Rory, Nethys, Arilu Vorlesh. Arilu Vorlesh opened the world wound. Interesting. You think so? She's the greatest of the greatest, just imagine. She managed to open a rift from Galeria onto the Abyss. No one knew how, no one believed it possible, no one even dreamed of such a thing, and she just did it. It was the experiment of the century. Nenio wipes a tear from her eye. I would have been so happy if I could have been in her place. Pure science is bad for you, kids. Of course, some part of Galerion's population died as a result of her experiment, and the Crusaders are still wrestling with its consequences to this day, but the very essence of what Arilu managed to do was a breakthrough of cosmic significance, both figuratively and literally. Sooner or later, the world will be closed. Peace will return to Galerion. As for the victims of the ongoing war, they will be remembered as unfortunate but unavoidable sacrifices made at the altar of science. No, they won't. Nenio blinks at you, perplexed. Were we talking about something? You've given me your side quest. I don't actually want your entire backstory. I'm off. Nenio produces a crumpled piece of paper from her sleeve and takes some notes on it. This conversation lasted approximately 5 minutes. She lifts her chin. By the way, did you know that's the exact same amount of time the Inquisitors of Canabris need to find a defendant guilty? But to shake off Inquisitors chasing you takes 5 times as long. That experiment proved that running while clad in heavy armor is not burdensome for them at all. Cool. Why do I associate with some of these people? Darren, do you have a side quest for me? The defendant part is a splendid choice for the Crusades outpost. The very sight of these walls brings back fond memories of drinks and revels. The drinks were really good, by the way. Why did you join this party? You mean instead of carousing far away from Canabris with a small army of mercenaries to protect me? I'll get to that. You see, when you appeared at my door out of nowhere, awash with bravery and heroism, and started tossing demons around like ragdolls, I thought that your company might be more exciting than my usual crowd of sycophantic hangers-on. You seemed competent and mysterious at the same time, so I decided that a little demon hunting wouldn't hurt, especially with such an intriguing entourage. That party had been growing staler with every passing second anyway. Needless to say, I'm not here for long. I shall return to the capital, or even one of my country estates, as soon as we reclaim the city. Crusades, billowing commanders, row upon row of identical tents. This is not the life for me. I'll certainly remember you and our adventures together. For a week. Or perhaps even longer than that. People say you're antagonizing the Queen on purpose. Is that true? Because it's kind of based. Does it even matter? All of Mendevian high society's declared war on me. They either despise me or they're trying to steer me back onto the right path. And I'm doing everything in my power to keep them on their toes. I relish the prospect of all the fun this mess in Canabris will bring. Darren grins from ear to ear. Actually, the Commissioner's song about the great Canabris fiasco from a certain talented bard, or confused the jewelers with a rather tall order, a batch of silver dragon toys with detachable heads. Bit soon. Give me a week and they'll be at every shop in the capital. Honestly, the evil thing sounds probably the best answer here. Your jokes are silly and childish. If you really want to get revenge, just make your enemies suffer. That is quite dangerous, tiresome, probably not very fun. Besides, nobody's really pestered me all that much yet. Still. Darren suddenly adopts a more serious expression. I wouldn't mind making the demons suffer. Our righteous society loves to frown upon the torture of prisoners. Would they frown quite so much if the prisoner in question were an incubus or a succubus? Cool, I regret suggesting anything. Any personal questions? Try. I've heard stories about the whole plague thing. I hope you don't feel obliged to offer me your insincere condolences on this unfortunate occasion. My whole family, my entire noble line, they all died. Demons are to blame. It's not like I actually loved any of my relatives except for my mother, but What's gone is gone. Family crypts are full of corpses, all covered in dust and the shadows of the past. Do you enjoy being mean to everyone? Yes. And here I thought you were hurling insults at people purely by accident. Darren laughs. This time his smile is surprisingly soft. I like your way with words. What did you expect me to say if I wanted to make a good impression? Something along the lines of, I'm not mean, I'm just being honest with myself and everyone else. And that's what people use as an excuse when they want to keep up their saccharine facade, while still saying whatever nasty little thoughts spring to mind. I mean, this is true. Not to agree with Mr. Neutral Evil over here, but that's just true. People who quote-unquote just call it like they see it, it's amazing how often they see it unnecessarily harshly. That's not what I do. I have no hidden agenda, I'm just as much of an insufferable prick as I seem to be. Some people are simply begging for a good dose of mockery, so who am I to deny them? I don't give a damn if anyone holds a grudge against me, which is why I don't even try to avoid it. Cool. I hope this conversation was at least the slightest bit amusing. Bye. Don't know if you have a side quest for me or what, but... Oh, we haven't talked to Amber while she's been here. The elf in front of you is young, still an adolescent by the standards of their long-lived folk. A childish, carefree smile plays on her face, and her wandering eyes linger on you for just a moment, before darting off again into the distance. Terrible scars cover her body, and a few of her fingers are missing. A crow sits on her shoulder, observing you with its clever black eyes. Tell me about you. Well, they call me Amber. I used to live in the River City, and now I walk with you. That's my story. More detail? Why did they call you Amber? I've had many names. When I was little, Mum and Dad called me Dove, or Cricket, or Kitten. Dad called me his ray of sunshine. My Mum was cross. She called me by a long name, a grown-up one. I can't remember it, no matter how hard I try. Then, when I came to live in the River City, the good people called me different funny names, like Ember, or Torch, or Smoky. I don't know why. They call me Bird Brain because I have a crow. They call me Lucky Seven because of my fingers. She raises her hands. The middle finger on her right hand and the two smaller fingers on her left are missing. They sometimes call me Grilled Meat and said I was stupid, but I didn't feel hurt. I mean, they're right, I really am silly. They didn't mean to hurt me. Amber. Amber, my precious child. I like Amber. It's a good word. Embers are like people. On the outside they're grey and cold like stones, but they're warm inside. You can blow on them and they'll start a fire to help you survive a cold night. That's wonderful, isn't it? Ember it is. Yes, you blow on people and then they'll set you on fire. That's the moral here. Where are you from? Far away from the flower country. The girl gestures vaguely off into the distance. It's so beautiful there. Everywhere there's flowers blooming, golden towers and waterfalls. And everyone's like me with pointy ears. There's no round-eared people, no short ones, no horned heads. Read the room. We live together there, me and Mum and Dad. Mum and Dad argued a lot. Dad used to say that all the good people should go on the crusade and fight the demons. And Mum said he was silly because it was so far away and none of our business. And that he shouldn't abandon his child. She meant me. I got that. But he didn't abandon me. He took me along. That's worse. He said I was born the same year that the whole of the demon world opened. That does not feel like it would have been that long ago. Then it was a sign that I'd be one of the heroes who close it. Of course, I'm not a hero. But I'm here anyway, helping as much as I can. I want to know how you got those scars? It happened by accident. My dad and I came sailing down the river to join the crusade. Dad said that all the good people were going to the world moon to heal it. He said that the crusaders were the best people in the world, and together we were going to win. But when we arrived at the River City, the crusaders got everything mixed up. They thought my dad and I were bad, and decided to burn us at the stake. Dad died, and I cried so loudly that one good night realised it was all a big mistake. He started yelling at the other crusaders, even the one in charge, and then walked right into the fire and got me out. The others wanted to stop him, but he took out his sword and scared them away. The kind knight took me to a healer. I later learned that while the knight was pulling me through the flames, he himself was burned so badly that he died not long after. But I'm still alive, a few fingers missing, and my skin's funny. I've lived in the River City ever since. I never had my own house, but I have many friends. And then the demons came, and I met you, and you know what happened after that. Is it really so easy for you to forgive them? That lynch mob called themselves Crusaders. They must have thought they were doing something lawful and just. That's what happens when people let the law do their thinking for them, or I don't care. Honestly, for once we're clicking lawful. They called themselves Crusaders? For shame. People always call themselves pretty words, as if calling oneself a paladin or a commander isn't to stop you from being a poor frightened sinner. She shrugs and smiles. There was one true knight there, and the others came to their senses at last. Also, your father died. Views on the gods? The girl shakes her head with an unwavering smile. Dad taught me to pray to Iomedae. He said she was a kind goddess, and she called people to crusade against evil. The knights who burned my dad and me worshipped her too. They even lit the fire with a prayer to her, and she did nothing to help us. But then one kind knight alone, without any gods, changed his mind and saved me. I think the gods are the same as us. They don't understand anything, and they're scared of everything, so they hurt themselves and the rest of us. People worship the gods only because they're afraid of being responsible for themselves. And the gods listen to the praise, and they become smug and arrogant, and begin to believe that they're better than us, but they're no better. They're silly sinners just like the rest of us. Sometimes I pray to the gods. Different ones, the good ones, the bad ones. I ask them to stop. Stop fighting and hurting each other. I don't know if they ever hear me. But if they do, I mean, the knight who wanted to burn me, he was able to change his mind and do a good deed. If he can change, maybe Baphomet can too. How did you live on the streets while believing the best of everyone? The elf shrugs. There are many good people in the River City. When I sang for them in the street, they'd often give me coins or bread or sometimes even clothes. I shared everything with the other homeless, and they showed me where it's safe to sleep, where I could get out of the rain and cold, where I could find discarded things. When the demons destroyed the River City, I looked for my friends, but I found no one. That probably all died. The homeless have no supplies or weapons or basements to hide in, and the knights won't protect them either. Knights are like gods, so self-important. They're saving the world after all. What do they care about the homeless? Still smiling, the girl shrugs. Ember says, Cat? How do you have so much magic in you? These tricks, I have them from my grandma. She used to be my father's grandma, and before that his father's. How does that work? I've never seen her myself, but she's very clever and kind. When I lived on the street, sometimes she left food for me or a blanket in the winter. Sometimes I feel her stroking my hair as I fall asleep. But if I open my eyes, there's no one near. So, like ancestor spirit, I'm guessing? She also sent me soot. She scratches the crow's beak and the bird grumbles happily in response. She tells Soot how to do different tricks, and Soot teaches me. Ooh. We know things. Appears that Ember doesn't know who exactly gives these powers, but you can guess from her words that her patron is Andaletta, a powerful Archon, one of the Imperial Lords, also known as Grandmother Crow. That makes sense. What with the grandmother and the crow. Thanks for info. Oh, not at all. I didn't really tell you anything. How are you always so cheerful? Hope? She tilts her head and continues with a smile. Oh no, hope's a lie. What should we hope for? This world is in the hands of demons. The gods can't help, or they don't want to, or they forget about us altogether. The people know they're about to be eaten by demons, but still they quarrel with each other, fight and steal. There's no hope. Only us. Ember said existentialism. I knew I liked you. We'll have to win without hope. It'll be hard. The entire abyss is against us. We can only win by some miracle, which means we'll have to make one happen. What other choice do we have? We'll work a miracle and win, because we have to. The elf smiles broadly and nods to herself. Excellent talk. So, go. The elf watches you with a radiant smile as you leave. You are an interesting character. We've got time to talk to Wibjib. Wibjib gives you a friendly wave. Hey, Chief, wanna talk? Tell me of you. How much is more? Okay, yeah, until I saw that prompt for your shadow looks strange. I hadn't really looked at it, but yes, his shadow is substantially bigger and more demonic looking than he is. But hey, let's progress the whole tree. Are your family tieflings too? My family, it's an interesting story actually, but I don't tell it to just anyone. But we count, apparently. My father and mother had a bakery. Their life was great, but the gods never blessed them with any children. One day, when my mother went to the river to wash some clothes and saw a basket floating downstream. Inside the basket was a baby, adorable and chubby and fast asleep. It was yours truly. In my hand was a note spritzed with expensive perfume that said, "Take care of my little angel." My mother brought me home, and she and my father realized right away that I was heaven sent. They raised me as their own. When I turned 15, my mother showed me my baby blanket. It was embroidered with the coat of arms of an unknown kingdom, all in gold thread. Ever since then, I've been looking for my real parents, but it's not easy. Traveling takes money, so if you have a few gold coins, I'll pay you back as soon as I find my real family. I give you my word. I don't believe you. This is the most transparent scam. Seriously? Usually everyone just believes everything I say. People love stories like that. You know, cute baby, a basket, a blanket. What's not to love? They look at me differently, as if I'm worth more, just because the sheets I spit up on might have had a fancy coat of arms on them. Wibjib laughs bitterly. If I was really a prince, I wouldn't be sitting around here, I can tell you that much. I'd have already gone to take what was rightfully mine. Then I'd come back with an army so I could watch the guards and merchants who pushed me around all my life bow and scrape before me. That's not going to happen. Want to hear the real story? True story is boring. My family's human, both my father and my mother. They used to live in a village nearby, I forget the name. When my ma had me, my old man got so mad he almost killed her. Pinned her to the wall and started asking questions like why his son had horns and a tail. Well, my ma told him that her mother, her grandma, used to fool around with a demon. When he heard this, Daddy Dearest got drunk, trashed the house, and then took off. Just very casually, oh, yeah, my mom used to have sex with a demon. It's a thing. I don't remember any of this, of course. My grandma told me. I was about 3 years old when my mother brought me to Canabras and left me with my grandma. She said to her, "You and your demon have ruined my life. Now you handle him." Then she left. I haven't seen her or my dad since. She did leave a blanket, though. That part was true. But my grandma burned it because it was infested with lice. It wasn't even good enough to use as a rag. I think after all that, my grandmother saw the light, felt rightly ashamed, and kissed my horns. I wish. Wibjib grins nastily, his yellow eyes flashing. People used to give her trouble for fooling around with a demon. She wasn't welcome anywhere. So she got angry. Normal kids get bedtime stories, see, but the only tales I got told was how my dad was worthless, my ma was a slut, and I was demon spawn that no one cared about. She only kept me so I could help around the house and steal things she needed. So that's the truth. Why do I still have to tell me the real story? Is that the truth? No, it's just telling us again, okay. I'm going to ask about the shadow, actually. I don't care about all of this. We've already got a side quest for him. What's with the shadow? Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, roll up, roll up. No dark magic, no fraud. A trick without any deception. Wibjib snaps his fingers and blue flame engulfs him. The shadow that was previously lying calmly at his feet grows, floating in the air behind him. It's the shadow of a huge, horned, wicked demon with claws. Ta-da! It doesn't do anything, it just looks scary. I remember when I was little, an old beggar showed me and my friends how to make shadow puppets. You put your fingers together in front of a light and it makes the shadow of a deer, or a dog, or a dove on the wall. I tried so hard, I wanted to make the best shadow, and I did. It just happened. Wibjib chuckled sadly. Funnily enough, that's the last time I had any real friends. He tried to stone me later, screaming at me, calling me a demon. Just because of all the demon stuff I did. A tiefling is always a demon to these wimps. Even the lowest ranking drunken gnome thinks he's better than me, just because he hasn't got horns or a tail. The poorest beggar in the filthiest gutter thinks he's better than me. Most people would never show their shadow again after that first time, but I don't care. Stones start flying again, I'll just run. I'm used to it by now. Looks cool. I like. Wibjib chuckles, pleased. What about the blue fire? That's my favorite part. It doesn't burn at all. If I had a coin for every time I've caught a beating for my little show here, I'd already be proposing to Galfrey. But still, I don't want to give up something so beautiful. Cool. Why do I keep having these things tell me the story again? Enough. Bye. And speaking of bye, and I'll talk to you later, I'll talk to you all later, because I need to take a short break. I need to run ads, as ever, and also just get up and move around and get myself some more water, as is the standard. So hey, all of y'all out there, do the self-care things too, why not? You know, get up, move around, have a drink, have a snack. Take your meds if you need to, this is a reminder. Take care of yourself. And yeah, go and say hi to somebody. Don't care who, just... I hear talking to humans is popular and often good for you. And yeah, I will be back in a few minutes. Let the ads run if you can. And we'll be back with more Bigitha, in which I work out why we're dropping frames and if it's an issue. Huh. Alright. Love to you all. See you in a few. And I'm back. Hello everyone. Sorry about the slightly longer wait. Stuff just keeps on happening, you know? Yes, I need to talk to a priest. Are you a priest? I can't remember. Ah, yes. Are you alright? Abadar willing, we'll hold out here until the army arrives. I've got bad dreams when I sleep outside. The priest studies your face carefully. You look tired, but otherwise entirely healthy. If we were anywhere else, I would simply tell you to get some rest. We are on the border of the world wound, and I'm all too aware of what's happening to you. Oh, cool. As you know, the wound is a rift between Golarion and the Abyss, and all the evil that feeds the Abyss does the opposite in our world. It feeds on Golarion. So it is that even when we cannot see demons near us, our ultimate foe, the Abyss, is always surrounding us. Many soldiers fighting in the world wound experience similar things. They suffer terrible nightmares, get no peace, and sometimes even lose their minds. Cool. Just drop that on me. But we are trying to help you with this affliction. By the will of Abadar, I have consecrated an altar here. The God's grace permeates the space around it, soothing one's soul and quieting thoughts during rest. So if you find your nerves are fraying, seek out a holy place like this. Approach it, and all the corruption will be cleansed from you. Okay, well, we're not that corrupted. May Abadar aid you. I don't think we're that corrupted. I do like this little feature where we can track that. I wish there was a way to find out how corrupted you are. But hey, apparently not. Oh yeah, I forgot I had this knife. Which doesn't help at all. Oh yes, and I've got this magic bolt that will probably only be usable once. Oh yeah, and I forgot about that. Once per day I can choose a skill, get bonuses on it for an hour. Which is neat. Oh, Thalia needs a level, because we were away. Get a new hex. Get so much dex. Hex and dex, that's what you get. So much trickery. Yes, we should really have one of our 2 trickery people around. And your new hex is Battle Master. Extra attack of opportunity each round. And you get bonus feats for them. Neat. Is that just a passive? I assume that's just a passive. Yeah. Neat. Or is it? I mean, is that listed in her... It's a circle. Circles are passives. Yeah. Right. I know how this works. Also, we were going to try some of this new equipment on her, weren't we? Because we have a better buckler. She's got that cold iron short spear +1. What do her proficiencies look like? Simple weapons or rapiers? I mean, we don't have a rapier. This kinetic diadem, we still don't have a kineticist to give it to. That's fine. What's this key? Oh, the keys for the museum in Tower of Astaroth. Ah, yes, we found part of a holy symbol. Stuff happening. This letter that somebody tried to eat. Do you want this higher armor +1? We've already got armor +1. This would mean dropping your armor class once, but also better dexterity max. Yeah, let's do that. Who wants this Crypt Raider armor? Who can use it? I can't use it. Darren could use it. Currently he's got this chain shirt on. But, I mean, that's a +2 mithril. Actually, that is what Camellia should have. You have that. Because you need to be able to use that +5 dex modifier you've got going. And weapon-wise, she could go to Club with Nails, which isn't cold iron, but does do slightly more damage. Now, let's keep the cold iron going. We're fighting so many demons. Okay, so I think the remaining stuff can be sold. Entrapping longbow we don't really need, because you've got this wicked longbow, which is a +2. Yeah. Before I start getting rid of the named magic weapons, I want to see about any words. If we get any kind of two-handed specialists. Yes, I know, thank you. That's why I changed it. Did Lan have anything to say? We chatted to him here. I don't think we have. Here for a chat? I've been waiting for you to come and see what strange beast you've taken into your party. Sure, tell me about you. Let me guess, your first question is, can you wear a hat with your one horn? Am I right? So, can you wear a hat with your one horn? Sure I can, but certain designs don't suit me too well. Lan speaks in a deadly serious voice. Tell me of your lifespan. Lan chuckles. I am as old as I look, no surprises there, but remember Sol? He's 10 years older than me. I remember him back when he was a fearless warrior, and day by day I watched him turn into an old man. Him and my father. It happens very quickly. First you miss a shot because you don't see the target as clearly as you used to. You think it's because your eyes are tired. You tell yourself it'll get better tomorrow. Then you notice that you're having trouble breathing. The climbing is harder than before. Lan clenches and unclenches his human fist. Your fingers stop bending. You have to tie your sword to your hand. You can't even put on your greaves without help. When you're washing your face in a stream, sometimes you catch sight of a grey-haired, wrinkled old man and you don't recognize, and this goes on until one day you come across a cave beast and you realize you can't outrun it. Well, let's all think about how we're going to age and die. Also, hi, Legends Vlogmancy. Welcome to the stream. And good morning over there. Lan takes a breath. My dad kept diaries, marking all the signs, and I saw it too. The last year I had to help him get out of bed, help him dress, remind him to eat. Sometimes he forgot my name. I told him that we should have stayed on the surface, and he joked that dodging a goddess was behavior unworthy of a crusader. He meant Pharasma. The nihilism of realizing you'll eventually die? Yup. Every morning I wake up and check how I feel, but there are no signs yet. Even so, I know I don't have much time. I need to do something useful before I forget why I came here. We should probably talk about Wanduai. You sure? Alright. So, were you just friends, or more than that? She kind of suggested. Wow, you really don't pull your punches, do you? Lan exhales loudly. There was a time when I asked myself the same question. Wendwag knew me better than anyone. She understood me better than anyone. She was my first woman, but we never loved each other. Maybe I could have grown to love her, but it always seemed like she never understood what love was. Maybe she just wasn't capable of those kinds of feelings. Okay, I'm not going to just immediately come on to Lan, even though he is the most terrifyingly deadly person we have available. Well, No argument from me. Okay, cool. I think I'm done. Goodbye. I don't want to do everybody's entire dialogue tree, frankly. Right, what do we have left to do? Can't do that yet. Or that. Those are both outside of Canaveras. Stolen Moon I have to do while I'm here. Talk to Sister Charisme. So that's at the Thiefling hideout. Finding Kailessa. If we find her, then we'll do that. Cold Waters is outside the city. Stay of Execution. Be prepared. Common Cause. Gather allies for the attack. Burning City. Find the Storyteller, which is at the library. Worm Family Secrets. Take Camellia to Hawkes' place. Alright, let's head out and do at least one of those things. Onwards indeed. Away! I don't want this loot. Destroy it. Right. So we want both of these. We'll lose Darren because he sucks. Do we lose Ember? I mean, it would be nice to have a Divine Caster just in case. Can't remove myself. Or do I lose Nenio and lose all my Arcane casting? Although I say that, Wibjib's got some of that. I'll lose Nenio for the time being. Go back to this original 6. And let's go to do the Thieflings. It's at the top. Work from the top down. Methodical. This journey will take 1 hour of your precious time. To the hideout. Okay, Sister Charisme, just straight in there. Hello. The basement is dark and dank, and you're immediately struck by the hostility of gathered tieflings. 5 of them are kneeling along the wall, separate from the rest. The tall woman who had been cleaning her fingernails with the tip of her knife greets you with narrowed eyes. Brother Wibjib, you got my message then. Sorry I couldn't swing by sooner, dear Sister Charisme. It was just one thing after another. First I was in shackles, next, well, no, I was still in shackles and I was being watched, and then the chief got me out and I came here straight away. Well, kind of. I knew you'd been waiting on me. Enough talking, we'll be here all night. So, we had a clear plan. We were going to wait for nightfall, slip into the shop, grab the goods, and leave. Even if the neighbors called the guard, there was time to get away. What happened? That bitch Irabeth showed up almost right away. She knew we'd be there. Somebody betrayed us, and I have a good idea who it was. What do you have to say to that? Make it quick. Well, actually, the burden of proof lies on the accuser. Charisme turns to you. She speaks. I thought Wibjib only brought you so he'd have someone to hide behind if things went south. I mean, he's like at least twice my height, so that wouldn't go very well. In a single fluid motion, Charisme adjusts her grip on her knife so that she's now holding it by the blade as if preparing to throw it. Burden of proof. Are you a city guard or something? I don't know how it is with your lot. In the family, the highest rank is always right. And here, that's me. Wibjib, tell us your side of the story. What's there to tell? About a week, Sister Charisme got 6 of us together in this very basement. Me and those 5 over there, I mean. Wibjib jerks his head toward the 5 tieflings kneeling by the wall. She rounds us up and she says, we got a score. Ancient trees and wonders, the one place nobody's ever been able to hit. A place that's guarded by a golem. But now a powerful scroll would knock out the golem, just happened to come into our possession along with a tip-off that the shop owner would be gone on a particular night. All 6 of us know a bit of magic, and we know that any enchanted junk will sell for a pretty penny, so we're in. And the most important thing was that none of us was to be hanging about the shop ahead of the job. No casing out the place, no calling attention to ourselves from either the golem or its master. This job was top secret. That's all true so far, go on. We did everything right with the locks and the golem. I picked the lock, I remember it clear as day. Sister Dalna was on lookout. Brother Melroon had the scroll. Duffy, Tavy, and Von Air brought the sacks. We covered the windows and lit the torches. I remember scooping up rings and tossing them in a sack, and one right expensive one rolled away from me. I crawled under a table after it, and next thing I know, Erebeth was there. Everybody scampered. I was still under the table, not my finest moment. I was going to wait it out, but then those blockheads were dragging me out by my tail and put me in shackles. They took all my rings off me, about 20,000 worth. And to add insult to injury, I never even found the last one. In the end, I got busted over nothing. So they caught you, poor thing, stripped you of your loot, and you didn't even manage to stash anything. Teresme is pointedly polishing her knife. Where's the moon of the abyss, Brother Waldriff? The what of the what now? It was an amulet. It used to sit on a little cushion in the window of Ancient Trees and Wonders. Sterling silver, sparkled like a star, fine piece of work. On one side there was a half moon, you know, a crescent, a waning moon. That's not what a half moon is. And in the middle there was a dark crystal, like it was eclipsing the moon. Old man Philemon was so proud of that amulet. He used to say, I'll never sell it. It's the jewel of my collection. Walter sighs unhappily. I used to go there to see what kinds of treasures there were in the world. There's nothing else to look at in Canabras. People used to claim it was a powerful thing, but who's to say if you ever stole a thing like that, you'd have the guards on you the second you try to fence it. Everybody knew that you were always hanging around Ancient Trees and Wonders, drooling over the moon of the abyss. Do you think you could swipe it in all the commotion and keep it for yourself? Do you hope that we'll all be locked up and you'll get off scot-free and with a fancy trinket to boot? Don't take me for a mug, Waldriff. I see right through you. But why would he be arrested? Took the words right out of my mouth. Doesn't make any sense. If I was the rat, I'd have kissed her on the hand and been long gone by now. You know me, sister. I'm a cautious fella, not an idiot. Why would I go against the family? So the fish and the selling can have a nice Waldriff-sized dinner? The moon of the abyss is a pretty bauble, to be sure, but it's just an amulet. It ain't worth dying over. You knew Erebeth's people would protect you. You knew you'd pin the moon going missing on them. Now you've come here with backup. You knew exactly what I was going to say to you. The only problem is nobody's returned the amulet to Philemon. Are you giving Erebeth a cut? Is that it? Have you seen her? Do you think she'd take a cut of anything I offered her? She can't be bought. She's like 3 heralds of Iomedae all rolled into one. He speaks the truth. You'll find some knights who'll take bribes, I'm sorry to say, but Erebeth Tirabate is one of them. Continue. That's the whole sorry story. Waldriff crosses his arms, looking affronted. Some family this turned out to be. It's just a name in the end. In a real family, people take each other at their word. They don't throw around accusations. I didn't take the Moon of the Abyss. What am I going to do with it? You can't sell it to no crusaders. It's a special item. You can't wear it. It'll get nicked. It's pretty to look at, sure, but it ain't that pretty. If it's that important to you, Sister Charisme, I'll find it. And I'll drag the traitor here by his horns, just so you don't end up at the bottom of the cellar. But you know what you're going to owe me for that? An apology. Right here, in front of everyone. You're going to apologize loud and clear so that everybody hears it. You'll say, sorry, Waldriff, you're a good guy and I was wrong about you. Fine. You're one of my people, which is why I'm going to give you some time. But if you run, Brother Waldriff, the family will get you wherever you go. You spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder, tossing and turning at night, fearing poison in every cup and every meal. You'll look into the eyes of every tiefling you miss, or indeed meet, wondering if the family's come for you. You'll have no peace. But one day you'll be tired of running. You'll stop to catch your breath, and that is when we'll get you. Got that? You've a way with words, Sister Charisme. A way that almost made me wet myself, but a way nonetheless. Let's go, Chief. We'll go chat to that scary galley Erebeth. She knows you a little. We can ask her who ratted us out. I'll let you do the talking. We will do the thing. And I'll get my apology. Onward to Erebeth, Chief. Let's go clear my good name. Root out the traitor, but be quick about it. Time's running out. I don't want to get chewed up by demons. We just came from there. Just. Anything I can steal? Theft? Yeah. Stole your cooking supplies. Good luck having lunch now, idiots. Lockpicker's kit. Love to see it. First aid kit. So many kits. I'll leave this knife. I don't need that. I will steal your liquor. You don't need that. I should probably give the lockpicker's kit to Camellia. No, where'd it go? Well, goodbye. This is going to be one of those ones where it's like, do a logic puzzle to work out who the traitor is. Alright, to get there we have to go all the way down and round. Ugh. Guess we go to the defense hut again now, then, because it's here. Enter. Will-o-wisps are well protected against magic attacks, however you can hit them with magic missile. We've given you a hint about this because it makes no inherent sense. Erebeth, please tell us about your confidential informant. To the tavern. Clyde. Clyde. Lumber faster. Thank you. Erebeth, I'm back. Any success? How is the city? So who's your informant? Erebeth arches her brows in surprise. Canabras is threatened by a demon horde and you have enough spare time to help out thieves. Erebeth sighs. I don't like this, but you know what you're doing. I'll tell you everything I know. Well, that was easy. I did not see my informant's face. He slipped out of a dark alley, handed me the note, and disappeared. Erebeth hesitates as she tries to remember. He had a cloak with a hood masking his face, but the long horns didn't fit under it. There should be a guardian golem in Ancestries and Wonders, the shop they tried to rob. The owner gave us the construct code word just in case. The golem itself was destroyed, but the head seems to be intact, so you can interrogate the thing and find out what it saw. The code word is Hand of Irori. The shop's owner must have escaped, but there's a chance you'll get lucky with the golem. Okay, bye! Run. Oh, that's pause. I thought it would speed us up, instead it did precisely the opposite. Well, that loading screen was concerningly long. We out. Goodbye. Ancient trees and wonders. That's not a word. Let's be real. Let's go.
Head on.
Very dramatic.
Is anyone there?
Hi. Theft.
Is that a
Get
trap?
out of here!
It might be a trap.
I can hear your footsteps.
And a
Let me out.
demon heart? Neat.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
Free at last.
Finian the
I
talking
thought I'd be
weapon.
flattened like a pancake under that rubble. Much obliged. Damn, I'm not in any pain, but my head is still foggy for some reason. What's with all the hubbub in the city? The name's Finian. I'm a Pathfinder. If there's anything I can do to help, I will.
Do you have a model in the overworld? I honestly can't see. Question mark?
That's right, Finian Dismar, Pathfinder and Crusader. I roam around the world wound wherever my tasks lead me. Scouting mostly, but this last while I've just been hanging around in Canabras, waiting until I'm needed again. I'm bored out of my mind, but at least this shop makes for better lodging than some inn.
No, but really, what are you?
What's that supposed to mean? I just told you. You want to know where I hail from, is that it? Well, I'm from around here, actually. We Kelets of the Star-Eye clan fled when the World Wound troubles began. But I couldn't stand by while the demons wreaked havoc, so I came back. Or did you mean to ask about my weapon of choice? My best weapon is every weapon. I'm a skilled and capable fellow, if I do say so myself. I can swing a sword and poke with a spear, but what I am best at is communing with the spirits. They call folks like me Phantom Blades.
What's that, though?
It's like a spiritualist, but with a twist. It means that some spirit took a liking to me at some point, and it can turn into whatever weapon I need. Handy, eh? I don't need any whetstones or enchantments. Doesn't take up space either. Although, to be fair, it's not a barrel of laughs. The spirits that bestow this kind of power don't come from happy places, and they're not exactly bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They usually appear after great battles that leave few survivors.
Okay, you know that we're in a war.
Wait, what? The last thing I saw was some thieves breaking in here. And then the guards came, everyone was running around. After that, it's a bit of a blur. Right when things got intense, they dropped the cabinet on me. I couldn't even help the owner. I was just lying under the shelves like a dimwit until you came along. If there are demons in Canabras, we must do something about it. The city needs every blade it can get. Hey, do you mind taking me with you? I don't think I can handle this alone. And besides, the more the merrier.
Alright. More people.
I swear you won't regret it. I can do all sorts of things. Is there anything your party is missing? A sword, a spear, a bow? Just say the word.
You now have a unique companion, Finian, the talking weapon. You can access him through a special button in your inventory. Click on it to start a dialogue with him or to change his form. He can take the shape of any weapon, and you can then give him to one of the characters in your party. Finian will become more powerful as his personal story progresses. Neat. I know I just said it. What an enthusiastic companion. It would be a shame if something happened to him. Hey, don't you ominously threaten my new talking sword friend. But seriously, oh, there's a button there that says Finian. You all can't see it because it's right behind me. Why don't I... new dagger for Wibjib. If he's better than this short spear, I could turn him to a rapier. Yeah, new daggers. Hi. Hail to the adventurers. You know, I've never regretted following you. Everyone seems to revolve around you like beavers in a mill wheel. I'll have a lot to write in my report to the Pathfinder Society, although thinking about it, it's been a while since I last sent them any reports. Is this not how we do the rapier thing? I want to talk about you. Do you realize that you're a weapon? Which means something differently here. What kind of question is that? I mean, sure, the clerics keep going on about every crusader being a weapon of Iomedae, but I don't speak of myself in fancy words like that. I'm just a lad with 2 arms, 2 legs, and more freckles than I'd like. I choose where to go and whom to fight for. I don't want to be someone's weapon, you hear? Aridin is dead, now everybody decides their own fate. Ugh, you gnomes and your never-ending jokes. Why are we just going immediately to racism? I remember meeting a group of gnomes once. 4 of them ganged up on the 5th to convince me he had a bush growing out of his head. They bugged him about it the entire day until the lad had almost gone mad. Don't even try something like that on me. I'm always up for a good joke, but I really hate it when someone tries to mess with my head. Do you still commune with the spirits? Maybe I can, only they don't want to answer me. I'm still a spiritualist, a phantom blade, my power's within me, but I have this feeling like I'm separated from the spirit world by some kind of transparent wall. I keep knocking, but no one can hear me. I think... Finian forces a chuckle. Guess all the bladesmith's torture did a number on me. Broke something inside. The what of the who? Okay, fine. Anything before Canabras? This sounds interesting. There's uncertainty in Finian's voice. I mean, a lot of things happened. I remember how happy everyone was when the Wardstone was placed in Canabras. That was some celebration. And I remember when the cultists took me, cut down my whole party, and dragged me to their ringleader. Don't know his name, everyone just called him the Bladesmith. But after that, my memory's all fuzzy. For some reason, he didn't sacrifice me or anything, just knocked me around. Said I'd been looking for a phantom blade for a long time. I don't remember why. I regret to inform you. How I escaped, what I did, I can't remember that either. Some crusader picked me up in the wound, brought me to Canabras, and that's where I stayed, licking my wounds. Maybe there was a mix-up and now they think I'm dead. Why else would none of them contact me this whole time? That was decades ago. That's rich. Next you're gonna tell me I've been sleeping for decades. Last year that was. Well, maybe the year before that? I couldn't have been wandering the wound that long. I would have been either dead or an old geezer by now. Nah, quit messing with me. No, but seriously, you are in a very literal sense not in a human body. Hey, are you feeling alright? Maybe you need to have a lie down. I'm standing right in front of you. Poke me if you like. As human as they come. Or do you think my travels wore me down so much I've become an animal? Nah, not happening. My folks taught me to stay human, always, no matter the circumstances. To remember who I am and never to shame my ancestors. Okay, so you were entirely sacrificed by cultists and bound into this living weapon. But hey, cool. Bye. So how do we change its form? Do we have to, like... put something in the box? Oh, we just choose something from the drop-down that I wasn't aware existed. Got it. Become dagger. Fitting in the talking weapon? Cold iron and ghost touch and +1. Neat. Yeah. Some scrolls have been torn apart, and some have been trodden on by muddy boots. Also, Ember said something about a trap. Did we see a trap? Is there a trap? We just looked at that. Polished oak shelves once showcase magic rings and amulets. Now all that's left are the grubby handprints of the robbers. And that there as well. But over here, oh, big pile of rubble there. Chest here. Now we are the robbers. More counterfeit Derek Sunhammer. Cool. So much stuff behind the counter. Another pet! Another pet. Ha 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 ha! All of my quick slot will be pets if it's the last thing I do. Ha ha ha. Pet number 3 acquired. Where is it? I want to see a pipe fox. I don't know what you mean by one of those. We have the dragon, we have the cat. Maybe we need to change zones for it to spawn. Oh no, wait, I need to use the ability. That's how it works. That is a weird furry snake. Cool. There was something else, wasn't there? Yeah, there. And a seashell. Anyway, let's interact with this pile of rubble. The formerly well-appointed shop now looks a sorry state. It's been completely ransacked, lying in the corner next to a scorched wall of the soot-covered shards of a clay golem's head. The golem's eyes glow in the gloom. Master. Code word. I like that you could just try password and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand of Aurori. Code word. Correct. Golem's eyes glow brighter. Awaiting orders. So where are you from? This golem was created by Gavrin and Son, address 3rd building on the right, Jewelers Alley, Nerosian, Mendev, model G504ENE, which stands for Experimental and Enhanced. For all inquiries, contact Mr. Gavrain. Cool. Any people who came to the shop? Like, robbers? The golem is silent for a moment. 56 individuals entered the shop. Human, female, old. No male, old. Human, female. He'll be reeling off customers till nightfall. We need to ask in a different way. Were any of the suspicious people tieflings? The golem's silent for a while. Tieflings, 3. Tiefling male, middle-aged. Tiefling male, young. Tiefling female, young. The young male tiefling? Tiefling male, medium height. Short horns curling backward, medium length tail. Eye colour, yellow. Hair colour, black. Special observations, annoyed master. Horns, hair, tail. That sounds like me, but it's not possible. I know what the security's like here. I didn't come near the place. I give you my word, Chief. Uh-huh. No special observations. Subject was unremarkable. There, see, can't have been me. You are not unremarkable, it's true. The middle-aged male tiefling? Tiefling male, medium height, long horns, medium length tail, eye colour, pale blue, skin colour, dark. Special observations, red hair. Oh, that's our trader. I bet your life on it. Karazme drilled it into our heads that we wasn't to go hanging about the shop. Red hair. Got a couple of gingers, and plenty more who get it out of a bottle. So much for a special observation. Golems aren't all like cracked up to be, eh? Maybe its master knows more. This is feeling very deflecty, Wibjib. Describe the female tiefling. Tiefling female, above average height, hair, long, pale, tail not observed, long horns, eye colour, blue, special observations, scar on nose, baldric with gold stitching. Huh, I don't know that one. A new arrival most likely. Gold stitching, Wouldn't mind getting to know her a little better. Alright. Where's your master? Philemon Fruliatros, my master, is in a hiding place. Revealing the location of the hiding place is prohibited. Prohibited. He likely holed himself up in the basement when the commotion started. The entrance should be around here somewhere. Is it under the rubble pile? Where's the basement? The basement is below me. I guard the basement. Leaving my post is prohibited. Got it. Move, golem.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Well, so much for that prohibition. Basement.
You follow.
We basement. Descend. This guy'll probably try and kill us. Hello. I like your name. The elderly gnome, so portly as to be nearly spherical. It's okay, weird detail to put in. It's curled up in the corner of the basement, shaking. Marauders! Bandits! Scavengers! Yeah, makes sense. We're all of those things and much, much more. Before you report us to the authorities, mind if we have a chat? Calm down, nobody's going to rob you. The gnome peers at you. You do look better dressed than the local thieves and ragamuffins. You came here to tell me that the nightmare is over? No, it's not. You're here to steal my riches. Get back! The gnome notices Wibjib, and his rounded face turns scarlet. You! Wibjib, the dirty sneak thief! You've been sniffing around my shop for years. Finally worked up the courage to rob me, did you? Get out of there. You and your pals have taken everything already, I'm sure. The gnome seems to settle slightly. My name's Philemon Fruliatros. I was the owner of this shop, but I'm not sure I can claim to be the owner of anything now. Hope there's at least something left of it. Well, I mean, I have stolen a bunch since. Oh, come off it. Your shop's fine. It's a bit ransacked, maybe, but nothing a bit of spit and polish can't fix. Where were you at the rob? Excuse me, Bames Non's having a stroke. Where were you the night of the robbery? Do you think I robbed my own shop? I was here in the basement. I was told to make it look like I'd left. The watch was very keen to get those hands on those thieflings. They seem to be multiplying all over Galarion.
So of course I did everything they said, and I've been stuck in this basement since then. The golem wouldn't move away from the door, no matter how much I yelled at it. But I thought that was all. But then I thought that it was all to the good. Somebody came by after the guards and caused a ruckus upstairs, bellowing like mad, taking advantage of my absence.
Okay. Tell me about the tieflings who've been here recently and try not to be racist.
Why should I tell you anything about my customers? You're not from the City Guard or the Eagle Watch.
Chief, if he keeps digging his heels in, just say the word. I know how to loosen his tongue. So, I could bluff or intimidate, both of which, weirdly, Ember is the best at. Do you think I wrote... Do you think I run my own shop? Me, a person with trust issues. I don't understand. Insurance fraud. We're from the Eagle Watch.
Oh, so they haven't got the thieflings. I thought the city's finest were on the job, and that... you can't rely on anyone. Ask your questions, then, if it's so important.
So tell me about Wibjib here. Philemon's face wrinkles in distaste.
Wibjib? Jeff, though, right? Yes, I've known him a long time, though I'd rather not know him at all. He's been skulking around my shop for years, treating the place like a free museum. He always wanted to look at the moon of the abyss. I'd chase him out, but he'd just slink back in again. If he was with the gang that robbed my shop, I'd bet anything he swiped the moon.
How come I'm the prime suspect? Whoever betrayed us all, that's the one who's got the moon. Again, I am feeling my Wibjib doth protest too much. I want to see it return too, you get me? I don't like the idea of other people's grubby mitts on it. And this red-haired tiefling? Philemon falls to thinking.
A red-haired tiefling. I suppose, yes, there was one who came in, spent a long time looking around. He was a person of modest means, I could tell by his clothes, but he asked me to show him an Asimar-made chainmail. He certainly couldn't afford it. That's when I suspected that something was off. I checked everything after he left, but nothing was missing, and that put my mind at ease. I can't remember what he looked like. I didn't get a good look at his face. All I remember is that he was wrapped in a green cloak, like he was freezing. But that's all I have.
That's it. With that description, we'll surely sniff him out. Come on, Chief. Back to Sister Kara's may we go to have a good long shifty at all. Okay, that's misuse of English slang and doing it wrong. It's shufty with a U. And why is his voice actor quite so American when he's got quite this English dialogue? Like, he's written like a Cockney, but he's got an American voice actor. Do I just overrule that? Come on, Chief. Back to Sister Kara's may we go to have a good long shifty at all my brothers and put all these clues together. Something tells me our traitor isn't going to wriggle out of this one. But the tiefling woman? Philemon scratches his chin.
A tiefling woman? Ah, yes, I remember now. A noble lady. Unlike the tiefling ruffians we have around here,
I said don't be racist.
She purchased magical equipment for the crusade, and she promised to come again. If only all tieflings were like that, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank.
He spent a semester in London in college. Yeah, and never stopped talking about it. Thank you for the hydrate reminder. My throat needs it. Okay, cool, bye.
If that isn't enough to help you catch the thieves, then I don't know what else to tell you. Now be on your way and leave me in peace with my breakfast shop.
Okay, but I might just steal something on the way out.
I am helpful, am I not?
And then loudly announce it. Oh, and alcohol. Stealing all your alcohol. Gonna sell it to somebody.
Onwards.
Thought there was a door there. I think that's a shelf. Anybody else increasingly convinced that Wibjib absolutely was the informant?
Now what is that?
Oh, hello. What is that? A gold ring. Loudly announce anything if you roll a good stealth check. Yep. And the man has like a plus 16 trickery mod, so frankly, he can do what he likes. Red-haired tiefling, green cloak. I mean, yeah, if we're following that, we have the clues. Red-haired tiefling, green cloak, longhorns. But also, it really sounds like it was Wibjib. But he's in our party, so I am contractually obligated to be on his side. You're a red-haired tiefling in a green cloak, Melroon. Charismate drums her fingers, nervous... Fingers? Her fingers? Her fingers my god, what are words? Nervously on the handle of her blade. Well, are you going to tell me who the traitor is? The name and the moon of the abyss that they stole? I don't need anything else. Unrelated, I did find some people from your gang and also roped them into the war effort. And what? We all made a pact, everyone for themselves. We'll meet up at the arranged time and place. If they were dumb enough to crawl into some hole in the ground, that's their lookout. I'm not their nanny. Valid. Take a good look. The tieflings are tense and ready to reach for their weapons. The only redheads are Melroon and Doffy. The dark-skinned tieflings are Varnir, Doffy, and Melroon. Doffy, Melroon, and Tavy have straight horns, but Tavy is female. Only Varnir and Melroon have green cloaks. So, now, there's a possibility that Varnir owns 2 cloaks. Not Varnir, even. Doffy owns another cloak because, shockingly, that is not in fact part of your body. But it's Melroon. I'm ready to give a name. You can't just say it's Walsh. That would be very funny. It's Melroon. Varnir gives Melroon 4 apples, but takes back 1 orange. I'll pay for this. Votiel and Hepsamira will get you in the end. Well. Grab him. Take him away for questioning. I literally just murdered him, but you know. And that took half an hour to drag the guy away. Charismate looks weary, but her early attention has clearly lifted. He confessed. That was easy. Someone connected to the cult of Baphomet ordered him to steal the moon of the abyss, and the best idea he could come up with was to drag us into it. He got the scroll to take out the golem. He betrayed us to Erebeth so that he could swipe the amulet in the chaos. He thought we'd get nicked and he'd slink off to meet up with his customer. You got the moon of the abyss. Let me look at it one more time. My whole life I've dreamt of holding it in my hands, if only for a second. He said when he got to the window display, the moon was gone. He's lying, of course. He had time to hand the moon off to the person who ordered it. Bloody cultists. I don't really give a toss. I'm just glad we got to the bottom of this. Okay, but what now? Clear out of this place. Sooner the better. The city's dying. I don't want to die with it. The city would have already died if not for the people who stood up to defend it with weapons in their hands. So defend it. I'm not stopping you. It's your city. We've always been outsiders here. Why would we fight for you now? Can I join the family? What you really want is a gnome druid and a dinosaur. That's all you want? You can have your pick of the non-tiefling gangs. You've no need to tread on our territory. Family is for tieflings only, no exceptions. What are your plans for the traitor? I don't know why I need to know this, but tell me anyway. Charismate nonchalantly picks at her nails with her knife tip. He'll be sent to visit his distant relatives on their farm, to think about what he did. Any more questions?
I've never been to a farm. I imagine it's really pretty fields and apple trees and chickens.
Charismate gives Ember a sideways glance. Yeah, sure. Chickens. Okay, bye. Good decision. I don't plan to hang around long either. Charismate turns to leave. Sister? Wibjib nervously bites his lip. His cheeks are flushed and his tail is swishing through the air. You forgot something. Now you should be happy to be alive. An apology. You promised to apologize to me loudly in front of everyone. We're alone now, but I still want to hear it. Well. That. Charismate shrugs indifferently. So, sorry, I suppose, for being wrong about you this time. Don't think that just because you didn't act like a jerk this one time, that it cancels out the rest of your record. I know all about you. Till next time, Waldriff. But, on the other hand, that apology sucked. Kerisme's eyes harden, but then she sighs. Alright, fine. I'm sorry, Waldriff. Let's part on good terms. Do we intimidate her into apologizing to us too? I'm the most important person in this interaction. Yeah, apologize to me as well. Don't push it. Valid. Kerisme turns to leave, but she hesitates and adds, good luck to the both of you. And then I think Waldriff said something, and then the dialogue box immediately disappeared. Hopefully. Ah, there we go. Waldriff watches her go, his tail relaxing. Better than nothing. Listen, Chief, when you've got a spare minute, come see me. Something I want to discuss with you. But for now, let's get out of here. I don't like sitting below ground when the building above's ready to crash down on our heads. I agree. Is there anything more we can steal? Ooh, there's a prison door. Prison door. Ooh.
What do we have here?
That's trap, Camellia. You know what those are. Where's the button? Boop.
I hope you appreciate this.
So much, Camellia. Got stuff. More stuff. Now, I saw something saying Camellia failed a perception chest. Haha! Somebody, Bigitha, thank you for passing it. Secret door, secret door. More chests. Hammer, don't want it. Cookery, don't want it. The Thiefling's account book. That's 390 gold, but there's only 1,500 in the chest. So yeah, I got the hands on my treasury. We're just gonna steal your ledger. No reason. Anything else in here? Nope. And we're away. Okay, can't get through this wall, so yeah, to go to anything over here, you have to go all the way down and all the way back up. Waldriff wants to talk to us, so I guess let's go and do that. It's Waldriff Day, apparently. It's Random Fight Day, apparently.
Can we retreat already?
Waldriff, murder.
Cover me, all right?
Can't spell marauder without most of murder. Always funny. Never not funny. Stop shooting at me. Attacks when we were flat-footed. Which is just when you don't... Yeah, when you're flanked or you haven't had an action. All of that stuff. Murder. Yeah, mostly. Land, show how it's done.
You won't survive me.
Thank you. I didn't really need that longbow, but I guess I've got it now. Okay, actually, before we get back to the pub, once again, for the rest of Wildrift Day, I need to take another short break, because that capitalism does keep needing to turn, according to Twitch. So, hey, while I'm going to go and do all the self-care things as ever, and you all should do them too. Get up, move around, have a drink, have a snack, take your meds if you still need to. This is a reminder. And yeah, go and say hi to someone and, I don't know, give them a hug if they're good with it. And yeah, let the ads run if you can, and you'll see me again in a few minutes when we will continue with Waldriff, I guess. Alright, love to you all. Bye. And I'm back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mafia Day here on Wrath of the Righteous. All Waldriff, all the time. Leave this random encounter and never look back. not just because I don't think we can go back. Enter the Defender's Heart is my favourite maneuver in a knife fight.
Move out.
Clyde, keep up. I know I've got a bunch of things that make me faster than your average gnome, but still, keep up, please. Why did I just come back here? Oh yeah, touch Walder. Walder, my friend, who I definitely haven't given a silly nickname to.
Look, Chief, I got something to show you. Ta-da! A real beaut, isn't it?
He makes a subtle gesture, and an amulet on a chain appears in his hand. A silver amulet in the shape of a waning moon with a dark crystal in the middle. The Moon of the Abyss. So, you were the traitor?
That cuts me deep, Chief. You and I saw who the traitor was. It's just that when we robbed the shop, I went in first and took what I wanted. Nothing wrong with that.
Shocker's thief revealed to have thieved.
Although, of course, I did think about hiding the moon and just taking myself off somewhere warm when all this blows over. But only because I want to see the world. Is it a crime to want to travel? Huh? Is that what counts for treachery these days?
I know, but it's the crime on the way. Wanting to travel, not crime. Stealing stuff to fund travel, literal crime. So you had this amulet the whole time?
Since that night, Chief, Melround didn't even set eyes
Melround?
on it. While he was dealing with
Like
the golem,
now?
I sneaked past them, and that was that.
Why is it so important?
Do you really not remember it?
Oh no, I
you'd
remember,
appreciate
just...
it. It's from the old man Fileman, the owner of the Ancient
Fileman?
Trees and Wonders shop.
So
It's
many
the pride of his
pronunciations going
collection.
around today.
The Moon of the Abyss, an amulet with a rare crystal crafted by an unknown maker. When I think of how much this thing is worth, it makes my head spin.
How did you manage to hide that?
Thieves have their ways.
Don't give me that amulet. Why didn't you give it to Charisma?
What? So she would slay me right away, you mean? You saw how antsy she was over Canabras and all this. So I did it. I took the Moon of the Abyss. But I didn't go to Erebeth. And Big Sister wouldn't hear my explanations. She doesn't have the time. I even thought I'd hide the moon somewhere, and then when all the noise had died down, I'd go get it and make a run for it. I'm sick of the thieflings. And they never appreciated me anyway.
Okay, but we've already established how this would be impossible to fence.
Why, she asks. It's expensive. Pretty. And you know, it's my amulet, actually. Not meaning I stole it, but...
Which you did.
I mean, this is my inheritance. My grandma and I were poor. All we had was a jewelry box with the moon in it. She used to store it under the floor.
That's a
in the
magical
basement,
realism story
and she'd
waiting
take
to
it
happen.
out sometimes just to look at it.
I don't believe this story, because you tell a lot of stories.
She was always nicer when she had a few drinks in her, so I could ask her things then. One time I asked where she got it from, and she said it was from a demon. You know, the demon who was my grandfather. He said the moon was to be passed down. My mom was good for nothing and nobody, so that's why Grandma decided to keep the amulet for me. She used to say it would be mine when I grew up. But she couldn't wait until I grew up. She squandered my inheritance when she became a drunk. Took it to Fileman's shop and pawned it. He gave her some coppers for it, and she didn't even haggle. Just grabbed them and ran back to the tavern before last orders. I've been going to Fileman's to look at the moon ever since I was a kid. He chased me away, but I just kept going back, so eventually he gave up. He didn't skimp on security. The place was like a fortress, so he wasn't worried about a street rat like me pinching anything. Even when I got more skilled, I couldn't get any closer to it. One day, I had no one to go with. Another day, there were only oafs who'd never stolen anything more than a church donation box. But when Charisma had planned everything out, I realized I had a chance to get the moon and move away from here. Maybe to Garen. I hear it's warmer there. I've stayed with the family for too long.
Risking everything for some shiny trinket.
This isn't just some shiny trinket. First, maybe some rich person's just dying to buy it. We need to put out some feelers and see if anyone's in the market. Second, maybe it'll come in handy. And besides, I spent so many years looking at it. I imagine things like, what if my grandfather left something else and my grandma spent that too? Maybe I could have had my own barony already if things had turned out differently. Or got some decent education in the capital. They're all just dreams, but the moon is right here. You've got to hold on to what's yours, Chief.
I'm still not convinced I believe any of this. You deceive the people who consider you a friend, atone for your crimes, you did the right thing, stealing from thieves isn't even stealing, or your business.
Allies, friends, it's all a load of crap. Life brings us together, forces us to make plans, do whatever it is we do, but it's a safe bet that this ain't forever. I might be a traitor, but the others, are they any better than me? Melround had a good reputation in the family.
Not really how it works, but sure.
If you abide by the law, anyone can rob you. So you need to break the law first when no one expects it, and run before you go soft and get too attached.
I'm not convinced any of that made the slightest sense, but hey.
Whatever you think, I owe you. I'm not just a thief, I have my own business selling things. Thanks to you, I'm still in the family, and we have the black market sewn up in this city. It's a good way to sell valuables.
Making sure no one's going to take the amulet from him, Wibjib hides it under his shirt and folds his arms on his chest. But not in his animation.
So, if you need anything, a scroll or something, just say the word. I have a little portal to our people in Nerosian. You put a note there, and you get what you need. I can't get you anything big, but what they do have is all high quality. Nothing's too good for you, Chief. What's mine is yours. For a price, of course.
Hurrah, we have unlocked crime. Where's Nerosian? Oh, the capital. So... Are you really staying in the party or just waiting for a chance to run? Wibjib gives you a hurt look, as if I could. There are demons and dangers around every corner. The tiefling stops short. Don't you worry, Chief, I'll work off my debt honestly. I won't stab you in the back or go on the run with your money. And if you buy my wares, I won't have to leave at all. Alright, show me what you got. Look, Chief, the tieflings have all the best things. Bunch of magical weapons that I can't afford. Also take all this trash. And this chewed up letter. And the Tiefling's account book. It calls you a shithead. And this bow. And this knife. It was your knife, yes. And this buckler. Yeah, the hide armor +1 we really don't need and can't really use. And the entrapping longbow, I mean... Our longbow guy has a much better longbow. Quarterstaff of Slip. So many scroll. Summon an Azata. I was just like, this is some weird vendor trash. Yeah, it's everything I just sold to him. Poisonous darts. Nah. Nothing good. If you have all the best stuff, then there isn't good stuff available. Alright, we out again. So many side quests, so little time. Right, but I mean, we don't need to take Wibjib now. Oh, Lan's fatigued. I should probably be resting, but instead, I'll just swap him out. And also, yeah, we don't need Wibjib, because we've got Camellia to cover our trickery score. Let's take Nenio and Darren. and work out where we're going next. I think probably to the library. Yeah, it's a way. 3 hours. I was about to say drive. We're very much not driving. Oh, now Ember is fatigued. Yes, I should really be resting rather than just being on the go all the time. Why didn't Ember rest while we were out without her last time? Come on. Come on, guys. Charge. Ooh, survived a Triceratops charge. I'm almost impressed. Do you have, like, cantrips? Yeah, you can just Divine Zap. Beep. Yeah, 1 damage, whatever.
You should have listened to
Red
reason.
Frost. Well, good job, Nanio.
I will see to your demise.
Darren, just shoot this guy. Where's the other one? Ah, there's a Necromancer. Oh, Necromancer. And... oh, wait, this is Sealer. Didn't realise this was Sealer. I thought this was Bigitha. Damn, I would have used Charge Pad. Realised who it was. I need to pay more attention. Ember.
Too late for
Make a
apologies.
zap. 3 damage. Ooh. That's more than usual. Well, nobody really covered themselves in glory there.
Die!
Oh yes, also I should really rest because I have all these new spells I've prepared and, like, haven't actually prepared. Oh my god, can somebody just hit
I'll
already?
cut you wide open.
Or I go sit with Drum Boy.
Mind over muscle.
Thanks, Nanio. Scroll. But on this guy... crash. Oh yeah, can any of my people learn any of these spells I've got on scrolls? Nope. Good talk. We out. Pipe Fox, you are a deeply strange and slightly concerning thing. Goodbye. Really? Are we ever going to make it to the library? Is it just going to be just random encounters all the way down?
Do not waver!
Giant bugs. Powerful big bugs, gentlemen.
Precision and grace.
Well, one of those things.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Again, you talk a big game.
I'll hit you.
Oh yeah, attacks of opportunity. That's a thing. Well, they all missed, it's fine. No charge paths, presumably they're too close. Really? Could somebody just make their rolls?
The spirits demand your blood.
Okay, fair enough. Why are the spirits that invested in the blood of a giant fly? Truly a question for the ages.
Let's hear you cry!
What weapons Bigitha running at the minute again? Oh yeah, the abrupt force, which can stun people. Nice.
No glory without
Thank you,
risk.
Sailor.
The
See, somebody can make a
Guide my
bloody
blade.
attack roll.
I'll make short work of this.
Oh, nice. Didn't expect you to actually make sure work of that. Amber, stop letting the spider hit you.
You should have listened to reason.
Nanio, stop being unable to hit anything. Can I acrobatics out of the way? No, that was still disengaging that way still provokes. I didn't have her familiar active? Go to sleep. Did it work? No. Giant spider is immune to slumber. Great. Very cool. We all know spiders never go to sleep. That's just
You
facts.
are today's sacrifice.
Oh my god! It's a giant spider. How can you not hit it? Well, at least it's stunned now.
The light take you.
Thank you. That took so much longer than it had the slightest right to. Hey, now the bird's out. Completely missed that. Could have been doing even better on persuasion and perception. Even better. Continue. In the words of Dick Valentine. Somebody dropped their bag. Can procure some reagents for crafting consumables, which is not a thing I do. But hey, maybe we'll steal on the way out. Alright.
Now, what is
Oh.
that?
Just speaking of perception checks. Oh, and also there's something else to loot over here. A book about to Renderlev. Here we have a scroll of Big. The most important of loot. Great Library of Canabras has been ravaged and wrecked in the most barbaric way. It seems that someone took perverse pleasure in smashing lamps and furniture and tearing pages out of books. I mean, we're dealing with demons. Perverse pleasure is kind of their whole thing. Oh. Sudden camera. Oh, hello. I promise we're not trying to rob this place, even though we do keep stealing stuff from this place. Well, bye. Oh, people have opinions. Is that a griffin? I thought those were long extinct in these parts. Wow, a big cat with wings. I mean, you're both kind of right. Scroll of Reduce. Magic padded armor of Focus. What's that do though? Concentration checks. Remind me what concentration checks are. Ah, right. So cast to interrupt spell casting. Spellcasters who can wear a shirt. You apparently don't know how to wear a shirt. You have a much better shirt. You can't wear a shirt either. You have... Okay, sure. Why can nobody in this town wear a shirt? Oh, hello, people. Shaleb. He's the boss, Skinhead. A stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armor spattered with blood. He greets you with a deep, booming voice. Are we about to start burning people again? Ha! Crusaders. Excellent. I'm Captain Shaleb Sazamal. These are my men. I am about... Why, about? Oh, because we're not overrun by demons yet. To burn these vile backstabbers and heretics here. These pathetic imitators of the traitor Arilu who tricked their way into the ranks of the Crusaders. The knight nods at a heap of severely beaten people and a strange elf whose appearance seems jarring for some unknown reason. Sazmal bellows threats at his prisoners, who seem to be in a state of deep shock and utter terror. A strange feeling rises up within you. It's pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you're certain that it is right. So just whatever choice you make, it will be correct. The classic superhero power of certainty. Anyway, what was with the griffin? The knight makes a helpless gesture and shakes his head in confusion. I have no idea. I didn't lay a finger on that statue, I swear. What happened to this library? Demons showed up and carried everything off. I wasn't here to see it myself. I was fighting in the square. These filthy traitors told me everything. My fists made them quite chatty. So, what, you tortured them? Do you think those methods are worthy of a crusader? Under ordinary circumstances, no. Look around. The city is burning. Now is not the time for squeamishness. Why do you want to burn people? Warrior howls like a wild animal. Look around you! The city is in burning ruins, so many innocent lives lost, and all because of abominations like these here. Cultists, heretics, and spies slipping into our ranks, carrying out the orders of their brutal masters and preparing a heinous death for us all. They want to give us over to the demons, just like Aurelu did with Sarkoris. They deserve to feel the flames licking at their legs.
You come up with nasty words to use against people. You call them heretics, cultists, spies. You don't have to call them people. Good people, just like you. You'd feel bad for doing this to people, but not heretics. Without those words, you wouldn't be able to burn them.
Perception check. I needed a 2. Caleb is talking too loudly, all while casting sidelong looks at you. You've seen similar behavioural quirks before. In liars. But also, law religion, examine their armour. You notice that the emblems on the armour of the 2 silent crusaders belong to the Order of the Flaming Lance, but Shaleb's armour bears the sigil of the Order of the Sunrise Sword. Strange then that he introduced himself as their captain. Something's not right here. New mythic path! Yes. Give in to the strange instinct. Idiots! Stop! Heed my command in the name of Baphomet. The words fly out of your mouth before you can even think them. Some gut instinct told you that this is precisely what needs to be said in this moment. And the words hit their target. The Crusaders jump in surprise and look at each other in terror. Cool, turns out there are more than 4 mythic paths going. The corners of Darren's mouth are twitching like he's struggling with all his might not to burst out laughing. He's a very bad influence. Shaleb leaps to attention and barks out, "Sorry, couldn't have known. We'll fix it right away, ma'am." An inexplicable feeling of rightness flows through you. You enjoy seeing the look of oafish terror on the faces of the Crusader and his lackeys when you rebuke them for their fecklessness. I mean, this is quite funny. Port, who are you? The Crusader's eyes bulge in fear as he barks out, "Shaleb Sazamal, former knight of the Order of Everbright Crusaders, deserter. These 2 are my mates from playing cards, local fences for stolen goods. Reliable men. We set an ambush and caught 4 Crusaders. We wish to join the ranks of the triumphant army of the Worldwound." I must admit that the rationality of this individual should be questioned and subject to thorough study for the purposes of establishing the existence of said rationality. What? Oh, we can just mess with these people. It's very funny to me. I think I've figured out how to postpone the bleaching for at least 5 years or so. Yes, because we established that gnomes are biologically hardwired to need to do new fun things or they just die. Hey, you there? I want you to compose a 4-line poem praising our Lord Baphomet and be quick about it. Any cultists worth their salt should be able to do it on cue. Shaleb goggles in panic, then starts to move his lips. Baphomet is big and strong. He can conquer all day long. Blazing horns and glowing eyes. And besides, he never dies. Shaleb is a crusader name. Are you a crusader? I hereby give you a name worthy of a demon. Foul Snout. Biting his lip, the bold cultist proudly thrusts out his chest. Thank you, madam. Foul Snout furrows his brow in a display of menace, trying to show his brutal determination to take on all the Crusader forces put together. Now, we could get them to murder each other, but let's not. Stop wasting fuel. If you like burning books, go rig the Great Garrison Library. Our enemies might try to sneak in there. Step to it. Let's listen to our gut. That never goes badly. Darren looks at you with amused curiosity and speaks in a soft voice. I do enjoy your sense of humor. It's quite fiery. Do we flirt? I mean, on the one hand, you've seen this stream and do we ever not take the flirt option? But on the other hand, this man's a prick, and he admits as much. But also, I'm not convinced we're not kind of a prick. Flirt, flirt, flirt. Mind the fire, or you'll get burnt. Darren lowers his lashes with a slight smirk. Thanks for the warning. I am absolutely fire resistant, even if the flame is ever so charming. Yes, thank you, hubris, I know. There's plenty more where that came from, ma'am. I'll do everything you've ordered, and just as soon as those crusaders arrive, they'll be dead meat. I'll go make sure that we get another 2 barrels of alchemist fire from the Grey Garrison storeroom. Things are gonna burn right up in there. Cool, bye. That was fun. Oh yes, it's the storyteller, the guy we actually came here for, and I had forgotten about in all the messing with cultists. Don't mind me, just gonna steal some more books. What's this bucket? Oh, there's that alchemist fire you were saying about. Scroll of stunning barrier, just such a good barrier. Anyway, yes, let's let you out.
Over there.
Oh. Praise Armade, we're saved. You came just in time. A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning grey hair, a ragged beard, sightless, milky eyes, pale, papery skin covered in age spots, a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces the faces of elves, even on their deathbed, has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. Wow, harsh. That is an elf with a beard. Guess the worst can be found even among the best. Bearded elf, how very intriguing. If you please, I would like to pluck out a hair of that phenomenon manifesting on your chin, in the interest of science, of course. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction in the perennial gesture of the blind, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong and calm voice. Hello, I am Storyteller, and I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, he gets his own page. That just says what we already knew. Who you? I prefer people to call me Storyteller. Very accurately describes the sphere of my occupations and interests. In most of the places I have been, I am known by that name. You have piqued my curiosity. A storyteller, are you a bard? If so, you should come perform at one of my parties instead of knocking about in this dusty library. A bard? In some senses, yes, but not the type of bard that performs at festivities. I think your guests would lose their appetite after hearing my tales. What a shame. And I was so hoping to wheel you out of my guests. With your unusual appearance, you would have caused quite the scandal. But lugubrious bards are of no use to me. Half the bards in the city are the same. Their repertoire is confined to the one about longing, the one that causes indigestion, and the one that's a complete waste of time. I mean, really, how is one supposed to host a party with that? Stop talking, Darren. When I was little, my mother and father used to tell me stories. But now I have no one to tell me stories now. Sometimes Grandma does in my dreams, but I always forget them in the morning. Can you tell me a story? The corners of the blind elf's mouth slowly creep upwards. I may have a story to tell. Perhaps it is you who has a story for me. About that griffin statue. The griffin stood in this library for decades, but only today did he take flight. Why, I do not know. But I am glad his ancient slumber came to an end. The elf smiles at his thoughts. He has a long story behind him, and yet the real tale is only just beginning today. No, I will not reveal his secrets. I think your paths will cross again, so you can ask him yourself. Ominous, thanks. What else do we talk about? The old elf responds with dignity and courtesy, but firmly. In thanks for my rescue, I of course will render you a service in turn, whatever it may be. However, at this moment I wish to be somewhere safer than the present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly. I would be grateful if you could help me to a safe shelter of some kind. The stubborn set of the elf's mouth tells you that he won't change his mind. We can't not help him. If it was up to me, Grandfather Elf, I'd throw you over my shoulder and carry you out of here. This is no place for old folks. Shush, Finian, you're a knife. We'll be back in a second. I just need to finish robbing this library. In that case, I will remain here for now. Wandering the city while it's under attack by demons would be inadvisable for a blind person. Don't forget to take me with you when you're going to a safe place. Okay. But that was
Pay attention.
Bookcases full of text describing demons and methods of fighting them. Regrettably, all this knowledge wasn't enough to save Canabras from the spawn of the Abyss. Rip, I guess. A shadow of a doubt, expecting nothing in return. The life and feats of Lord Axelar Tresbot. What a name. Knowledge Arcana.
Got it.
Some monstrously large demonic blade fell upon the library, splitting the ruins in two, and leaving an enormous black scar. It's possible that Tiscari himself was the one to destroy this building with his terrifying scythe, Rift Carver. You're just saying that because it's got a rift carved through it. Look. How to make money during the war against demons. War profiteering for dummies. Oh, I assumed I'd be able to open this door. Apparently not. Nope, seems this is all we got. Wait, there's something over here. Loot, you say? Oh, did I leave something in there? Yes, a camera that I didn't want. Alright, storyteller, you're coming with me. Claim? Who's Clem? Clem. Climb. The young man with aristocratic features wipes the sweat from his brow and gives you a courteous bow. Allow me to introduce myself, Brother Clam, at your service. Thank you for helping us. We thought we were doomed to perish. There is death everywhere here. Sometimes I think we were all doomed, but then death has passed us by and we're all still alive. Who are you? We are Crusaders of the Order of the Flaming Lance. Our order dedicates itself to the pursuit of hidden knowledge and magical methods of fighting the demons. We were searching for our leader, Sister Mia the Scholar. She spent the last few weeks here working day and night on some important research. When the demons attacked the city, we rushed here to find her, but it seems she left the city shortly before the attack began. Mia. I don't recall the name, which means her scholarly contribution cannot have been significant, and yet her actions do intrigue me. If the opportunity arises, I would like to figure out what experiment she carried out. Yes, hydration. There are so many words in this game. I complained that Swan Song was full of words, and then I went straight into this. So Mia just left and said nothing. None. She left in a hurry without leaving any notes or orders. Why? I have no idea. The only thing that may serve as a clue is this book, the one she was studying. The knight holds out the leather-bound tome to you. A company of worn-out words, songs of a crusader, a collection of ballads composed by a bard who fought in the Second Crusade. First songs are brimming with swaggering optimism, but as the collection progresses, the texts grow darker and more obscure as the despair and madness slowly take possession of the bard's mind. Mia has annotated one of the verses. Long dead fingers of black as stone, the forbidden tree stretches out its branches to me. White pebbles dog my steps, 1,000 piercing eyes on hoar-frosted ground. The winter sun's rays caress the runes, ancient symbols burn on hardened bark. Secrets crusted over with white lichen, and a white fog steals over my weary mind. In Mia's handwriting, a note reads, Tree. Runes? Stone Book of the Druids of Old Sarkoris here. Okay. So, about that Stone Book of the Druids of Old Sarkoris. Huh? Stone books. The Druids of Old Sarkoris use sacred trees as books. They carved their secret knowledge onto the bark. When the demons came, the Druids resorted to a dark ritual that turned the trees to stone, and the Druids themselves into undead, doomed to guard their stone library grove forever. But that happened far from here, in the Stone Wilds. Is it possible that's where Mia went? Or maybe she found one of those trees somewhere nearby. I don't know. So Griffin statue. Qua? That statue was carved in Old Sarkoris long before the demon invasion. Everyone marveled at the beauty of its fine stonework. Each feather was practically lifelike. They would say the griffin looked like it was about to spread its wings and take flight. But no one thought it would actually happen, of course. Believe me, I'm just as surprised as you are. Having said that, I do have an inkling of an idea. The knight rubs his chin thoughtfully. There was a legend in Sarkoris that mentioned an ancient chieftain who could turn into a beast and who vanquished countless enemies. One day he just vanished. He claimed he was sleeping somewhere, but would wake up one day to save Sarkoris from a terrible fate. So King Arthur. Everybody thought it was just a tall tale. Obviously no shape-shifting chieftain showed up to stop the demonic horde. Perhaps the statue was that very same person slumbering in stone, waking up only now a demon lord has come real close. He shrugs. Don't take my word for it, it's just a guess. Hope we get a chance to take a closer look at this griffin. Okay, but how did you end up in this trap? That traitor met us at the door. He seemed a faithful and passionate crusader. We didn't suspect a thing until they attacked us from behind and knocked us out. We didn't expect such trickery. That's why it's trickery. Most of our old brethren are dead, and we were desperate to believe that this man in armor was a fellow crusader, a comrade. While we were unconscious, they removed our armor and tossed us on the pyre of books. What macabre blasphemy. Opinions on this elf? No, he calls himself the storyteller, and he only recently arrived in Canabras. We often saw him in the library. He was interested in the writings about early Sarkoris and the era before that. It seems the traitor caught him in the library and decided to kill him along with the rest of us. The young man's voice drops to a polite murmur. Have you noticed that storyteller's a little odd? Even for Canabras, where you can meet the strangest people from the farthest corners of the globe among the Crusaders. Have you ever seen such a decrepit elf before? Not just old, but ancient, with a grey beard like that. Elves don't tend to grow beards, I thought. They don't have wrinkles. Elf with wrinkles and a beard. A detestable absurdity. Alright. Go to the pub. The city still fights. Why, that's incredible news. We'll go to our sanctuary guarded by our order brothers and sisters. We'll bring them to defend the heart. Yeah. Okay, there wasn't that much to rob from the library, but we did get to sort that out. Now that everybody else has run away, we will also go to the pub, old man. Let's go. Please accept my sincere thanks once again. And if I may, please don't rush. I will struggle to keep up with your young legs. Sure. Teleportation. Well, no, it's probably going to tell me time has passed.
You've marched me to the bones today.
It has not told me time has passed. Also, I am becoming fatigued. I should probably rest here. But I should probably see the storyteller here. Oh no, he's sat with Darren. That seems like a terrible idea. The blind elf looks better than he did in your last encounter. His clothes are clean and his pale face has some colour. The elf turns to you and listens closely. Is that you, my saviour? I recognized your footsteps. Determined footsteps befitting a determined person. Allow me to thank you again for saving me. Please accept this humble gift as a token of my appreciation. The elf hands you a small black ring with 2 scarlet runes on it. Cool. What did it do? Irabeth explained why you were looking for me. I warned the authorities of Canabras that the local wardstone has been desecrated. They waved off my warning and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only in the one guarding Canabras did I sense a flaw. A spot of corruption inside, a vulnerability the demons would surely use. What do you think this is, Jade Empire? They are able to spread the blight inside the wardstone, corrupt it, make it their weapon. It frightens me to think what it will be capable of. The wardstone must be destroyed. Okay, but who are you, and why did they let you do the thing? The elf smiles faintly. I am the storyteller, just an old elf, and a bit more. I am old, even for an elf. I have seen many things and have been to many places. Not so long ago, I witnessed the making of a young kingdom in the stolen lands, led by a remarkable and promising individual. My advice on the complicated matter of conquering those lands proved useful to that leader. Where's the stolen lands? No, nowhere nearby. Okay. This is not uncommon for me. Some seek my advice or services, and I don't refuse. This is how I acquired my reputation as an old vagrant who's never hurt anyone. Stayed out of other squabbles, but sometimes gave good advice. I had a few friends in Neurosian who vouched for my integrity. This is why my humble request to be allowed to see the wardstones was granted. I visited all of them, but only found cause for alarm in Canabras. Do you have some special magic? Yes, to a certain extent, but it's more of a gift. I can see the past. Oh, hey, same. Stories that have happened. I touch an object, and shreds of its owner's memories are revealed to my mind. Their emotions, passions, and tragedies. I see visions like I am them, and their stories happen to me. This is my power. I've been roaming the world gathering such stories for many thousands of years. One day I will gather them all. No, you won't, because things keep happening. Also, yeah, this is sounding very familiar. So what's up with this blight? I'm afraid I don't have the answer to your question. Great. To understand the nature of this blight, we need to understand how the Wardstone was created, and it is hidden from me. I can only guess. Have you heard of the Red Morning Massacre? Absolutely banging band, but also a dreadful morning remembered with fear even by those not yet born at the time. A demoness called Minago invaded the city with a crowd of her followers, and started to do what demons do best, kill and desecrate. They say they covered the Wardstone with pieces of dead bodies, splashed it with blood from top to bottom. Could such an abomination darken the radiance of the gift by Omade herself? The locals think this is impossible, but who knows? It was not the last attack. Many demon leaders brought their unholy forces here, even the terrifying Bala Khorramzadeh. Their attacks were rebuffed, but they still reached their target. I think this is when the seed of corruption was planted in the stone. It wouldn't have grown on its own, but Daskari himself has now come to take advantage of this weakness, to open the abscess that has been festering for years, unnoticed by the people of Canabras. And when the demon lord struck the blow, the weakened stone gave in. Now it's in demon hands, and nothing is stopping them from spreading the blight through the entire stone, from it to the other stones, along the whole perimeter of the world. I mean, I feel like you've told us why you traveled to the Warstones. Cool. In that case, you must make every possible effort to destroy the corruption. Unfortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the Wardstone, like an electric guitar or some kind of giant harmonium. As far as I know, there's nothing like it in Canabras, but the demons might have something. I mean, they did invent rock music, it's true. I heard the dying roar of Terendelev, the Silver Dragon, the protector of the city. At the same time, I felt a wave of unfamiliar power sweep over me from head to toe. I would advise you to go to where Terendelev perished and search there for something. No, I'm sorry, I can't be more specific, but intuition and a strange sense of rightness tell me to point you there. Again, just the power of certainty. It's what everybody in superhero films has. So we already did that, and I found this purple stone knife that I literally can't put down. Opinions? The storyteller reaches out and says softly, "Even from here I can feel strange energies emanating from this object. If you don't mind, I will examine it, using my method." Way to make it sound weird. I will try to see the past of its owner, their emotions, and shreds of their memories. Maybe it will help us better understand what we're dealing with. The storyteller touches the knife, his fingers clamping around the hilt with a hungry, masterful grip. His face contorts into an evil grimace, his voice disgustingly raspy.
Hunger. My many legs bring me into the lair, to my mother's feasting hall. Her swollen body overfilled with food is so huge that I have to look at it with all of my eyes at once. On top is her scrawny little head with a long beak. It's always yearning for more food. You feel feverish, and your chest, where the mysterious wound is concealed, feels hot. Your mind is flooded with a wave of visions. Visions that repeat the words of the old elf. Mother greets me with a placid screech. Stupid, greedy wretch whose only achievement is my birth. A creeping, windless creature. It's your fault I have no wings. A symbol of greatness, a birthright I should have received from my mighty father. Mother points me to a crowd of whimpering subjects, suggesting I fortify myself with their pathetic flesh. Not today. I summon my spawn and they fly to me, enveloping me in a teeming cloud. This is Daskari then. Like dark, buzzing wings, they unfold behind my back and lift me up. Mother has always been stronger, but she did not expect this. I dive on her and rip her limp, bloated body with my claws. Ichor splatters, the bone spurs on my heels sink into her flesh. I clench her pitiful tiny head and tear it off along with the shreds of meat. Victory. I am the strongest. I am the son of my winged father. The elf grimaces with distaste. His voice becomes normal again. Appalling. Stories like that are the most difficult ones to keep with me. I mean, if you say you want all the stories, then you get the bad ones too. I see the same vision you do. And I dropped that accent for some reason. Don't know what that was about. The storyteller opens his mouth to answer, but a sudden spasm crosses his face. A new vision, a much stronger one, engulfs the old elf. The malevolent undertones vanish from his voice as it grows more determined and tired. Even looking at the wardstone is difficult. Despite the corruption nesting in it, it still has an aura of strength. Your fingers clutch the stone hilt so hard it hurts. A little spot on the flawless surface of the wardstone draws your attention. It looks like a butterfly. Corruption in the guise of something utterly harmless. It will grow. You swing and stab the butterfly with the knife as hard as you can. Your fingers cramp painfully. A howl invades your ears. Light. White light everywhere. A butterfly? So you're telling me it was those clerics of Desna planted the corruption in it all this time? Great. Told you. The stone knife falls from the old elf's hands. Out of breath, he drops to his knees. He's trembling, the terror on his face so unlike his usual dignified manner. What? What was that? That was not the past. That was something that is yet to happen. Rather, might happen. One of the roads to the future. In one of the possible futures, this item will help you to cleanse the wardstone or to destroy it. Cool. You feel a longing to take up the stone chisel and plunge it into your chest, right into the wound that's opened up in it. Yeah, don't do that. It's hard to resist this feeling, but at the last moment your self-preservation instinct takes over, and you manage to keep control of your own hands. The old man stands up. He looks completely stunned. Never before has anything like this happened to me, but how? I'm not an oracle or a prophet. Or is this another riddle from the past that's caught up with me? I must find out. Seeing stories that have happened is one thing, but seeing stories that are yet to happen... I don't know why this is happening now, but there is one thing I'm sure of. It's not a coincidence. This is a sign of coming changes. Great changes. Yeah, I also had the vision and then wanted to stab myself. Did you see what I saw? It's never happened before. Could it be the magic of the object that you brought me? I sense dark energies in it that can cloud and charm the mind. Be careful with this item. It may have tried to influence you, but you managed to overcome its power and subdue it. Or perhaps something else happened to us, something we don't yet understand. I mean, yeah, most of these questions, it's like, he doesn't know. He just said this is the first time this has happened. Come on, Bigitha. Who were you in your vision? I don't know. Someone strong and desperate enough to resort to extreme measures. I felt that what I was doing had to be done. Your powers are cool. A few minutes ago I would have agreed with you, but the thing that's just happened, it disturbs me. My gift has never manifested like this. Something has changed, and these changes frighten me. Oh my god, there's so much to talk about. Examine the items I'm carrying, perhaps some of them could tell us a story. What is this, near? Let me touch them and I'll tell you what I can see. Storyteller's hand runs carefully over the scale that's still not lost its shine. Proud Terendelev, protector of Canabras, you devoted your life to serving people. Your death is a great loss. Maybe I will be able to find out something about you that is unknown to your many admirers. Storyteller's hand touches Finian. What a peculiar weapon. I sense intelligence in it, but it seems dented. Grandpa Elf, watch where you're poking your fingers. It tickles. The storyteller fiddles with a fragment of a gold buckle. An old thing, created long ago by divine will, with the power that gave birth to its lost in the darkness.
However, the relic still lives on, though it has changed. I wonder what secret it's hiding. Would you like to know it? Bring me 5 vials of magic essence, and I will revive this object, and with it its story. Alright. I take it I don't have the materials? Yeah. Okay, so... knife? This is exactly what we just did. Tell me about Tarendalev. The storyteller takes a deep breath and smiles. I am flying, and finally spread my wings. I am gliding over a broad river. The sunset has turned its surface smooth like a mirror, and I see my reflection. It's as if another silver dragon is rising to meet me from the depths. But what is it? The scales on my chest are black, and the darkness is spreading over my body. I wake up. Clear sky sways above me, blazing with heat. I'm in human form. Red dust of the wound clings to my cracked lips. Someone is carrying me on a stretcher made of shields and spears. I'm so weak I can barely lift my hand to my face. The sight of my own hand terrifies me. It is black, and the skin glistens like scales melted by fire. I probably ought to cry, but I only feel hatred and nausea. All these people around me, out of sympathy for them did I choose to leave the mountains. I gave up my flight over rivers. I went to the demon's lair. They don't have a scratch on them, but I am infected with foulness. It's not fair. My life is more precious than their pathetic existence. Oh, how I hate them in this moment. And then I suddenly feel shame. No, these are not my thoughts. The Crusaders carrying me are my good friends. I'm glad they did not suffer, but I hate them and myself so much. Pain and hatred pierce me all at once. It's all because of them. All because of them. Someone walking beside me touches me, talks to me, but the only thing I hear is, your mentor. He will come, he will help. And I lose consciousness. The storyteller takes a deep breath, exiting the vision. That seems surprising. Wasn't she on our side? Tarendalev has come a long way. Her unit was ambushed by demons once, and she was infected with foulness. The Tarendalev you met in Canabras had gone through many trials and regained her form of purity. What happened next? The storyteller puts his hand to his forehead. Sometimes the past can be as vague as the future. We all know how Tarendalev's story ended, but the beginning is hidden from us. Maybe if we find something else that used to belong to her, we will know more about her struggle. However, no matter what we learn, remember, her soul, the soul of a true dragon, overcame every obstacle, endured every torment. She was able to purify herself. For dragons are truly powerful, not only in body, but in spirit too. But what about this talking sword? Well, currently a knife. Hello, Grandpa Elf. The storyteller carefully takes Finian from your hands. Hello, Finian. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. His face contorts into a painful grimace. I'm coming to again. How long have I been here? They kept me in a cage for 3 days. I know this because 3 times the light under the door disappeared for a long time. Then they chained me to the table, and the bladesmith, everyone calls him the bladesmith, he placed a device with a jar over me. It feels like I'm being fried. First I tried to break free, but I got tired, and then I screamed, but now I've lost my voice, though the pain is burning right through me. The storyteller stops. His voice changes, becoming more frightened. Is this a bardcore cover of Nothing Else Matters? It does kind of sound like it. I think I lost consciousness again, but when I woke up, the pain was gone, and I wasn't tied to the table anymore. I was standing near it, and someone else was lying on the table, a burned corpse covered with a black crust. Wonder who that could be. The master took out a handsaw and was sawing off his head in a very focused way. I should have run back then, but I couldn't for some reason. This burned corpse had a symbol on his belt, just like I do, an eye and a star. My favourite belt, a good one. Why would a stranger get one? It must have been someone from my clan, some distant family member, or possibly the closest one available. The storyteller stops. When he speaks again, you hear only a muffled whisper. Those crusaders, I was glad when I saw them. I thought they'd come to help, but how? How was it that I killed them all? Somebody told me to, and I obeyed. I don't understand. I understand nothing now. I need to catch my breath. I need all this to stop, even just for a minute. I just have to understand what's happening to me. I just need to rest. The storyteller shakes his head, slowly coming to his senses. But what about his future? The dead have no future, but the storyteller smiles. I see an endless ocean on a good day, and a boat flying over the waves. I'm so excited, but I don't know whose vision this is. Is this a soul existing here and now, or a soul reborn? Interesting. The storyteller gives Finian back to you. Please take care of this young lad. He is finally in the right hands. Do not worsen his suffering by involving him in dishonorable deeds. We'll see. Come on, Grandpa Elf. I can take care of myself. I'm not a kid. I don't know what horrors you were talking about, but don't you worry about it, alright? Look after yourself. Okay, bye. Can I help you? Great question. Sound's gonna drop for a second. Storyteller nods gratefully. I appreciate your offer. I have reason to believe that somewhere in Knabris there is a manuscript authored by an elf from Kyonin who witnessed Earthfall. The storyteller's voice suddenly breaks and he stops for a moment. For personal reasons, I would like to examine it. No matter how hard I try, I've failed to find it. Even in the Blackwing Library, I only found a mention that the manuscript exists, and it is held somewhere in the city. Earthfall? Cataclysmic event in which a shower of meteorites impacted Galarian in minus 5293. Oh, that's what destroyed Thassalon. Okay, I know that. I assume it's stored at the Grey Garrison. They wouldn't let me into the archive when I visited. All those crusaders were nervous about the strange blind elf interested in their secrets. It's understandable. The crusade naturally made them a little paranoid. But now the Grey Garrison has fallen into the enemy's hands. I would be grateful if I could see the manuscript. What other questions can I ask? I am not surprised. A strange, peculiar-looking elf with unusual powers who comes from afar and calls himself a collector of stories. Such things usually spark some interest. I will answer your questions. How did you get your powers? That's the important one, I feel like. I've always got along well with things. I used to be a blacksmith, that I know for sure. I've always felt the essence of things, their spirit. For as long as I can remember, I've been able to feel the traces of memories and feelings left on things by their former owners. I don't know where this gift comes from. Maybe having taken my sight, the gods granted me another sense. Okay, bye. What can I ask about the library? Oh yeah, no, that's just, again, looking for that book. Cool, bye. I think it might be time to go to bed. Why is there blood there? Am I bleeding? Okay, so we don't need to do rituals or camouflage or night watching, so we can focus on the other things. I'm very good at alchemy. I still don't have an alchemy kit. Or the ability to brew potions. But hey, I can cook. And Darren can help. And scroll scribing, that's all about Nenio and Amber. No scroll scriber kit available. If it was between 1 and 5 stages, come on. And I don't have the materials for any of this. Cool.
The Messiah scientifically proven that the maximum distance an arrow can travel is achieved when it is released from a bow at an angle of 45 degrees from the horizon.
Yeah, cool. That's very basic mechanics.
You've done it already? Did you consider wind speed and direction? Then go and run the numbers again. I'll just nap here. Your mumbling about calculations is relaxing.
Look, assuming a frictionless void, and then assuming my throat will Why are there dead demons in my room? Why are there dead demons in my room? Demons were killed recently, no doubt about that, but it's not clear if it happened here or the bodies were brought here from elsewhere. A messenger? Oh no. Demons! The demons are attacking! Please, talk to Irabeth as soon as you can. Help us defend the tavern. Well now. Okay. That sounds like a great thing to get to next time. Yeah, because we're nicely at time anyway, and what a cliffhanger to leave off on. So just time for the wrap-up, I think. Thanks, everyone, for turning up, and thanks for staying to the end. Genuinely means a lot. If you've been watching this, you know how to find me, but just in case, it is twitch.tv/Serasent, that's SERASENT, the House of Hubris, broadcasting live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM British time. That is currently 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific. Other time zones very much available. Note that here in the UK, our clocks go back this weekend. That's the 29th. So that will be 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific for a couple of weeks. So hey, pay attention, I guess. Do the maths, or if you don't want to do maths, just throw us a follow instead, and get notified whenever I'm here. If you do miss anything, VODs are on Twitch for 8 weeks after the fact. For everything else, you can go to the YouTube. Link is down there, says VOD Archive, or just in case, it is youtube.com/@HouseOfHubris, where you can find everything going back to the start of the channel, which is getting terrifyingly close to 3 years of content. We played a lot of games. Check them out, see what takes your fancy, and hey, if nothing does, maybe let me know what would. While you're there, why not subscribe? Doesn't cost you anything, helps me make number go up, but most importantly gets hot fresh VODs in your subscription feed every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, or at least it will as soon as they're uploading again. That will happen very soon, I promise you. I'm literally immediately going from this to video editing. Yeah, so why not subscribe? If you want to support me dealing with the Devil Mafia and engaging in some light psychometry financially, you can, of course, cheer or subscribe on Twitch. You very much don't need to. Just turn up and hang out and be chill and be good to each other, and then everyone's having a good time. What else? If you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, links are all down there. Or that's Twitter @HouseOfHubris, Masto @HouseOfHubris @kind.social, or Blue Sky @HouseOfHubris.bsky.social, where you can find me doing all the regular social media things, just generally posting through it, and stream notifications, and also shouting about any other projects I've got on which note, yeah, I've just announced one more upcoming role, so there's a bunch of good audio drama with me coming soon, I promise you. Also currently releasing the second season of Chaika, that's CHAIKA. If you want to hear me being a beleaguered mission leader on Mars who is really trying her best and really questionably good at it, please check that out. It's really good, I promise. But hey, apart from that, I think we're done. So we'll be back on Thursday, same big time, same big channel, with more of Wrath of the Righteous, when we will, I guess, defend this pub. Alright. Well, love to you all, take care of yourselves out there, and I'll see you then. Bye.